Hey everybody. Hey y'all. Welcome to Kiki Loves Nigeria. Once again, y'all see there's no me, just the picture. Again, I'm so sorry. But y'all, I've just been so super busy trying to get ready to get up out of here that I just don't have time to like prep for the show and get dressed for the show. It's just like a lot. So please, please, please forgive me. Okay. So what we are talking about tonight. We are talking about, we're going to go back and we're going to talk about what made our Cathey infamous. All right. We know that, you know, what they say about Art Cathey, right? We know that. But we don't know. Some of us don't know. And I truly didn't know, not 100% or not as nearly as much as I should know, about what made people feel so strongly and so negatively about this woman. Like, even now when she's sick, people don't believe she's sick. You know, people think it's a scam. People think she's lying. So I'm like, okay, what has this woman done for people to feel this way, this strong? All right. And again, I apologize. No picture tonight. I mean, no me tonight. But I've been, trying to get ready to get up out of here. And it is a lot of work to do that. All right. So again, I'm so sorry about that. But look, we're here. We are here. So let's continue. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to give you guys, because y'all know I want to give you as much information as I possibly can. So we talked about who Art Cathey was last week. This week, we're going to talk about why and what has made her so infamous. All right. So I went back through, let me tell you what I did. I went back through the videos. You know, I did that because I wanted to see what was this woman saying that was making people, making Renee Marcus feel so strongly the way she was feeling. Because, that was like, I had never seen her act like that. So I was shocked to see her act like that and talk like that. And so I wanted to know, what did Art Cathey do and say to make her feel the way she felt? So to get a good understanding of that, a fair understanding of that, I had to go back to the beginning like I always do. I go in chronological order and I look to see what happened before, before we got to this point. Because nobody's just wakes up and is infamous. No, something had to have happened. All right. So from what I'm seeing, it's these things that she's saying, right? That's what Renee Marcus was talking about. That's what Fatu Network were talking about. The things that Art Cathey was saying about the Gambia. We heard a few of the things that she was saying last week. But I said, okay, in all fairness, we need to go look and see exactly as much as possible, that us get a grasp on what she was saying. Because even Renee said, Art said, not all the Gambians. All right. I went back and I listened, and she did say that. She said not all of them are like this. She said we work with some Gambians who are not like this. So she did say all of them are not like this. She did say, this is what I think and this is what I feel. This is my opinion of what I'm seeing. She did say all of that. Okay. So I guess what I'm struggling with is the outrage in how she said it or what she said, because it goes back to everybody's entitled to how they think and how they feel. Okay. But the thing is how you think. If you feel negative emotions or feel that strongly about somebody in a negative way, the best thing to, especially an African, the best thing to do is leave. Don't talk about them. Don't criticize them. Just pack up your things and go. Because it's nothing. If is that how she perceived the, and I tell y'all all the time, Africa is a bit much if you've never been there before. And if you've never been to any developing nation before, any country you go to in West Africa is going to shock you. It is. It's going to shock you. And if you're not prepared for that mentally, and think about that. How can you prepare? How do you prepare for no electricity, for periods of no electricity? How do you prepare mentally for that? How do you prepare for roads being totally washed away, like here today, and then the rain comes and it's just gone, and you have no way to get in or out of where you're staying, or to get things? It becomes extremely difficult. How do you, who grow up in a developed United States of America, a developed UK, and even the Caribbean, how do you, the Caribbean, some of the people in Jamaica, the way I see some of them now, they might be okay. Some of them. But most of us, the diaspora that they're calling to come back, you can't prepare yourself for that. I don't care what you say. I have been there 13 times, and you know what? I'm fighting with myself right now, because part of me is saying, oh, you about to go put us back in this situation? You about to go put us back in this situation, huh? Where we gonna have to deal with no lights. We gonna have to deal with heat. We gonna have to deal with excessive bills. You're gonna put us right back in this situation. So I have to tell myself the reasons why that I'm doing this. Because there are reasons. There's good parts to it. You know, it used to be cheaper than going on vacation in America, but it's not now. But it used to be. And you get to go to another country, you get to meet, and I have like friends and family there. So I have a reason to go there. You know, I have people there that I love and I miss, you know, so I have to go see them. But just to travel and visit, it's too expensive for that. So I'm sorry I got off track. But I say that to say, oh, how do you prepare? How could art prepare for that? I told y'all when I was at the university, the first time I went to Africa was through the university. And we went through classes for a month. A month. I had to go to classes to prepare me for Cameroon, to prepare me for that. And let me tell y'all something. Even though I went to them classes, when I got there and I saw all that poverty in Cameroon, I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for that. But see, the university cushions your fall. You see, the people I stayed with were rich. They were members of the government. So I lived pretty much like I did in the United States. I had no idea what the Cameroonian people in the southwest province of Cameroon were going through. And if you want to know what they were going through, go look it up now on YouTube. Go look up the southwest province of Cameroon on YouTube and see what they're going through. All those cities they're naming, Limbe, Boya, Kumba. I walked those streets. I've been to all those places. I have memories in all those places. But not now. You can't even go there now. You can't even go there now. And I say all that to say again, how do you prepare for that? How do you prepare when there's revolution in the air and you don't even know it? And you're sitting over there talking revolution with the people, and that could have cost you your LIFE. And you don't even know it because you're an American and you used to doing whatever you want to do. How do you switch to that thinking? There's no freedom of speech. There's no freedom of expression. It may be on paper, but in reality, no. It may be written in the law, but it is not the spirit of the law. You don't do all of that talking over there. So how does our Cathey and all these other repats, how do they prepare for that? How do you prepare for one day your money is worth in Ghana? We're talking about Ghana now. 16,000, 16 whatever, 100 Dalasi, 16 Dalasi, and then it just drops to 10. And oh well, sorry for your luck. How do you prepare for that? You see, this is the thing our Cathey was going through. This is the thing all of us will go through. Go to Africa and stay long enough and watch what I tell you. What I tell you, I say I can't stay too long, because what happens if I stay too long? I get what? Cynical. Because it's too much. It's too much. And this, from what I'm seeing, I think this is what was happening to our Cathey. But nobody was schooling her and telling her, hey, you can't go. But she had Chief Amechi. And Chief Amechi, I watched a video with her and him. And Chief Amechi seems like a really cool dude. He don't seem irrational. He don't seem illogical. He doesn't seem any of that. So it seemed like if she was, and if she was struggling, I don't know. It just seemed to me like Art was struggling and she was trying to handle it, and she just completely had, I'm just telling y'all, to me, it seems like a whole mental breakdown right before our eyes. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me. Because who's going to sit up and talk about these people to their face in their country and don't think you're putting yourself at risk or at danger? Nobody, no person who's thinking with their right mind is going to do that. And by this time, Art had cut herself off from everybody. See, that was another way I knew something was wrong. She didn't go out. She stayed inside. At first, she was going around with Kwesi. They were doing videos together, remember? They were doing different things together. We saw them going shopping for the apartments, the housing that they were, the vacation rentals. We saw all of that. And then all of a sudden, we start seeing Art just sitting inside of her house. Isolation. She's isolating herself. So I'm thinking, why is she isolating herself? And I'm not a doctor. Again, this is what I think and what I feel. This isn't any medical advice, medical opinion. This is just what I think from what my perception of what I see. All right. My perception of the videos that she's been putting out. This is what I'm perceiving. This is what I'm getting. So she goes over to Ghana, not Ghana, I'm sorry, Gambia. This is her first time going to Africa. This Africa stuff is all new to her. She's doing this American stuff. She's doing stuff here. She's doing stuff with women here. Then she hooks up, and this is what I'm wondering, y'all. I'm wondering if she was sick here, okay? Now, this is just me. And this is why she started going to Chief Amechi, because Chief Amechi deals with herbs and healing and natural things, okay? So I don't know. She could have just been doing it to go on a spiritual journey. She could have been doing that for that. Oh, you know what she said? She said when she hooked up with him, her dating business, because this is what ES was doing this also. DY House and Farm, she was doing the same thing. Okay, and what they were doing ancestral connections. So they were hooking you up, like connecting you with your ancestors. And let me tell you something, y'all. Nobody outside of yourself can connect you to your ancestors. How much that doesn't make sense to me. Okay. Now, if you want to go to them, then you're more than welcome to do so. But what I'm saying is that's like connecting me with my grandmother. How do you connect me with my grandmother when I can do that myself? It's like how the priests are used to, you got to go to the priest to get to God. No, you don't. You just go to God. So this ancestral connection thing was like that. And she was doing that with Chief Amechi also. All right. And she was doing that healing stuff. Oh, we got one share already. So then she went on this spiritual thing. And she tells me, but when I'm listening to him, it's like, I'm talking to the TV. But she says she's doing some kind of spiritual, she practices some kind of African spiritual belief, something. I can't remember the exact word, but it sounds like a mixture. Remember, I was telling you about Chief, I said his name. I meant Chief Montana. Oh my God. I was saying Chief Amechi, all this. Y'all, did I say Chief Amechi or Chief Montana? Because Chief Amechi is who I'm trying to tell you about now. Chief Amechi is the one who was mixing the different, he wanted to be a part of a spiritual sect called Mami Wata, and they wouldn't let him in because he wasn't, that wasn't his ancestral line. But somehow he got in. And when he came back to the United States, he passed away 3 days later. They don't even know why to this day. So it's like that. She was practicing something like that. I'm not sure what it was, but that's what she practices. And when she said that, I was like, oh boy. Every time one of us say we doing that, that's how we get messed up. I notice something bad happens to that person. Something bad happens to that person. Because when you do this stuff, you have to invite things in. They can't just come in. You telling them, you inviting them, come on in and have a seat. Yep. And you don't even know what you're doing. So when she was saying that, I'm like, okay. And then she was going to Chief Montana school, not Chief Amechi. Chief Amechi is the one that I wanted to tell you about, who unfortunately passed away because he joined this sect he wasn't supposed to. So these are the people she's running around with, okay? They're into going back to Africa. They're into spreading this word, this healing word around Africa for us to go back, invest, build Africa, all of that. All right, so this is how she's got there. All right, I'm going to stop right here, y'all, and get y'all comments because I can go on and on about Art Cathey. I've just learned so much about her. Priceless one. Thank you. So sweet of you for the $5 super sticker. Hey, Steph says, welcome to another Kiki Loves Nigeria. We are so glad you are here. Please give the video a thumbs up. And hey, would y'all please consider subscribing to the channel? Because see, the more subscribers we got, the more we can get this message out, okay? And we can squash all these lies being told in our community, okay? And we can stop all these scams. Because the more we know, the more we grow. I don't know who I heard say that, but I heard somebody say that recently. Hey, Brown Eyes, how you doing? Hey, Miss Greek, how y'all doing? So, we are going to, again, y'all, I apologize for not showing my face, but I will soon. But I just been busy trying to get everything done. Traced my mother's DNA to the Takar, is it Tikar tribe in Cameroon. I am happy to have the information, but I have no desire to visit. Cameroon is nice. Cameroon is very, very nice. And the thing about Cameroon has these, like Kumba was underdeveloped, okay, because it was in the Southwest province. And that's what all this was all about, what this little, whatever they're having over there is about. Y'all know I don't like to talk about that kind of stuff. But what they're having over there is because the Southwest province spoke English. So the rest of Cameroon spoke French. So the Southwest province didn't get much, in terms of resources. And they really just got tired of that. So they went into a revolt. People demanded what they demanded, and it's just all messed up now. So, but that part was messed up. It was underdeveloped. But if you went to Douala was like a futuristic city. Now it did have its they call them slums. It did have those areas, but those neighborhoods where the money, oh my God, you would have thought you were in another world. I couldn't believe it. And then Bamenda That's another town. Bamenda in northern Cameroon. Northern Cameroon, man, the roads are just like riding on silk. I'm serious. But when you go to the Southwest province, honey, you got holes, you got ditches, you got everything. So it just, it's unfortunate what's going on in that country, because Cameroon is a very nice country and the people are extremely nice and it's a beautiful country. Mount Cameroon, if you don't believe in God and you go to Mount Cameroon, you will know there is a God. You'll know, because you'll know there's no way this could just happen. Like you hear the mountain's stomach, it sounds like his stomach is growling. And you see the volcano just boiling in the top and the mountain is erupting. And you see all this, but you're safe, because you're far enough away from the mountain. But this is nothing but God. So Cameroon is a very beautiful country. I would advise anybody to go to Cameroon. Good evening, everybody. Priceless One says, I would survive out there. I love it in the U.S. I just bought land in Florida. I'm going to create my own version of Africa and my acres there. Oh, that's so nice. Hey, Crefto Walk. How you doing, Crefto Walk? African Goddess, good evening. Hey, London Lady. Hey, everybody. So that's what we're going to start tonight. We're going to look and see what made this woman infamous. Was it just her opinion and people didn't like what she was saying? Well, how she was saying it was kind of rough. Now, what she was saying, how she was saying it was kind of rough. Because like I tell y'all, if you don't like somebody's food, just leave. If you don't like their house, just leave. If their house is dirty, just leave. Don't go outside and talk about how dirty their house is to the neighbors. Just leave and don't go back over their house no more. Just say to yourself, I ain't going back over there. That house nasty. What a dating service with the dead. What? So the dating service was supposed to, if you connect to your ancestors, I guess it was supposed to help you connect to the perfect mate for you. I didn't get that either, but I don't know. It was something to sell us. I know that. It was something, because you had to buy a reading. You had to buy, and ES was doing the same thing. You had to buy a divination. Divinations are better than readings. So women, and even men, but women who are lonely, they're going to go for all this because they want a relationship. Miss Greek says, please hit the like button, y'all. Yeah, please hit the like button. And please share the video. Don't you need to be female to deal? See, African Goddess, we don't know. He obviously didn't know either, because he forced his way in it. And 3 days later, after he arrived back to the United States, he was up out of here and nobody knows what happened. I couldn't believe it. Nobody performing voodoo on these ninjas. These people's food is being tampered with. Well, that's voodoo. That's witchcraft and poison. Some are being unalived and others are getting grave. That's witchcraft. Yes, that's manipulating the situation, the energy to get what you want. And I'm going to manipulate your health with this poison to get what I want. I want because I want you out the way. That's the ultimate that's even black magic, because I'm trying to take your LIFE. ES is something. Art right up there. Yeah, Art got some real issues. All right, so let's do our what you call it. We're going to get started because we got a lot of information tonight that I want to go over with you guys. So let's start. So Kiki Loves Nigeria. The content on Kiki Loves Nigeria may contain copyrighted content not authorized for use by the owner. However, no copyright infringement is intended. Copyrighted material used on this channel falls under Fair Use Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, which states copyrighted material can be used for education, research, teaching, and commentary purposes, which is the explicit goal of this channel. Views expressed. The views expressed. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on Kiki Loves Nigeria belong solely to the author, okay? And not necessarily to the community, host, or even to the channel, okay? It belongs to whoever said it. All right, y'all? So now we're going to start. Let me go up here to my script. So we got our fair use out the way. Last week, we told y'all what we talked about. We talked about Art Cathey, all right? Now, Art Cathey arrived in Gambia in March of 2020. Her goal was to invest. Let me pull up Art Cathey. For those people who don't even know who Art Cathey is. Her goal, the whole time, Art Cathey's goal was to invest. Her goal was to invest. Her goal, from what I could tell, she was really into this Pan-African movement. She was really into, I don't know why this looks like this. Hold on. Oh, let me say. She was into this Pan-African movement. She was really into this go back to Africa. She was into all of that. You know, she was a true Pan-African. She was even into this polygamy. She was cool with that. She was cool with all, you know, different aspects of this going back to Africa movement. So I was really shocked to see what happened. I'm like, well, how did she go from, and even when she was having her, hold on, y'all. Even when she was having her moments, I'm going to pull it up so y'all can see it. Even when she was having her moments, she still was a Pan-African. She still talked about going back to Africa. I just looked at that picture of her and yeah, she just looked really sick on that picture. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. So this is Art Cathey, all right? And she's in the hospital now. And we're doing our series about where are they now, all right? And people were asking about art. They want to know about art. So that's what brings us to where we are now. And I wanted to know, is art really as infamous as people say she is? Did she do what people say she did? People are calling her a scammer, but guess what? I'm up to October of 2020, and I don't see any scamming allegations. See, if somebody's a scammer, you're going to see allegations. And I don't see any scamming allegations as of yet. I'm in November. Actually, I'm in November, and I don't see scamming allegations as of yet. Okay? So I'm questioning, where did these scamming allegations come from? Who was the person who alleged the scamming? Who was that person? And that's when we're going to get there. I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's see what Cathey-What says, and then we're going to go on and see what made Art Cathey infamous. No, Kiki, I can tell you never saw the comments. I left you on your last live. You posted. Yeah, but you know what? I don't watch her, and I don't talk about her. So if comments about her, I probably won't respond because I just don't. You know, I don't talk about that person, and I just don't. Okay, because things that person has said about me, I know are flat out lies, just flat out lies. So how can one thing you say be credible and the other thing you say not be credible? Because everything that was said about me, and it continues to be said about me, is not credible. You see what I mean? So no, I haven't saw your comments. No, I haven't had a chance really to respond to comments because I'm going to the Gambia and I haven't had time. But again, no. I already know about Phoenix Rain. I just haven't said it. So I do know about Phoenix Rain, and I'm getting to her because remember, I talked about all of that. Okay, so I'm aware of that, of Phoenix Rain, but that other person, nah, we don't do that. Only thing I don't like, she talks about the Gambia is really bad, and she was in Gambia. Well, that seems like what she did. The person, yes, yes, and it sounds like there's, yeah, that person needs therapy. Yeah, wasn't no, the scamming allegations came from Phoenix Rain, and Phoenix Rain got everybody in on it. Anybody who would listen to Phoenix would listen, spread her story. So no, the scamming allegations came from Phoenix Rain. Now, so y'all probably don't know, but I have Phoenix used to live with Quasi, okay? And when she got there, that was just a big mess. Okay, she's just a messy person. Phoenix is a very messy person. Okay, I really think she came there. I really think she went there to take over Quasi's business, because if you talk to Quasi is a very mild mannered person. He's not a loud man. He's not an arrogant man. He's not an in your face man. Okay, he's not that type of man. So I really think he lets you lead. If you want to lead, he will allow you to lead. He's not afraid to let somebody else lead. So I think what happened, she thought he was weak, and she thought he was dumb, and she thought she could, this is Phoenix I'm talking about, and she thought she could go over there and take over that company. This is what I seriously thought. So I think, first I think she thought her and Quasi was going to get together. Hold on, y'all, I need to go get the phone. First, that's my first thought. Because Delightful D said that. Hold on, y'all, I'm yelling. I gotta get the phone. Delightful D said that a long time ago, right? She said that Phoenix wanted to be with Quasi. And I'm like, nah. But after I rewatched the videos and after I interviewed a couple of people, that was true. They all wanted to get with him, okay? And he wasn't interested, and that's where the problem comes. Here lies the problem. All right, so I go back and I'm researching all of this, and Quasi, by this time, Quasi gets wind of my videos because I don't know him. I didn't know any of these people. I just started doing this on my own, okay? So Quasi gets wind of the videos. He sends me documents. He said, you can ask me whatever you want to ask me about it. So I ask him whatever I want to ask him, and then he sends me proof. He says, this is how it all started. He said, when Phoenix got here, she didn't understand what was going on. And so instead of her asking me what was going on, she just assumed whatever she wanted to assume. And then she went and told people this, okay? And he sends me messages to back up what he's saying. So Phoenix is online talking to Molly Moore. Let me tell y'all who all played a role in this. It was Phoenix, it was Molly Morris, and I didn't see where Miss Blacksett was talking, but I did see her husband, Adrian, was talking, and Cynthia from Black Acres of the Gambia. Okay, they were all encouraging Phoenix to keep this mess going, not to talk to Quasi, to go straight to the investors, to tell the investors that he's scamming. There was no proof other than what Phoenix thought. Okay, that's all it was. She had no proof other than what she thought. Because if you don't understand how Africa works, it doesn't work like here. It doesn't. You know, it's completely different. She didn't understand crowdfunding. She thinks crowdfunding is a Ponzi scheme. She doesn't know the difference. So she goes back and she tells these investors that they're scamming. She does this. I seen this with my own eyes because I went inside the group, because that group used to be open. Now, if you're a scammer, you're not going to have the group open for anybody to see. So I went inside, I could see what they were saying, and she went inside the group, and Go Black to Africa actually has the messages, and I'm going to show y'all. This scamming came from Phoenix Rain, the queen of the scammers. Yes. And Cathey currently has a defamation lawsuit against all of them in the Gambia. All of them, for all of this. It was Phoenix Rain who did this nonsense. And Cynthia encouraged her. Adrian encouraged her. Molly Morris, oh my God, he's the biggest backstabber ever. Don't anybody, in my opinion, you should never trust him, because he was smiling in Cathey's face and stabbing Cathey in the back. He was telling her, "Oh, don't tell Cathey. Don't let him see the messages. Don't tell Cathey I'm helping you. Don't tell Cathey I'm doing this. Don't tell Cathey." All you kept reading, "Don't tell Cathey. Don't tell Cathey." And then next thing you know, "Oh, I'm meeting Cathey for drinks. Oh, me and Cathey going to do this." Oh, I'm like, oh, these people are two-faced. These people are messy. So it was messy Phoenix Rain. It was messy Phoenix Rain who did it. All right. She's the one who did who made this scammy allegations, because Art Cathey had businesses before there. Before then. You ain't gonna just start scamming. If you a scammer, we're gonna see scamming allegations from the womb school. I'm sorry, the womb school. We're gonna see scamming allegations from other places. I haven't seen any until this Phoenix chick came and said it, because she doesn't understand how to read a spreadsheet. She doesn't understand how to read Microsoft Access, which is difficult if you don't know how to do it. A spreadsheet is difficult if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't understand the real estate market in Gambia, it is nothing like here. Nothing like here. And how would she know? Phoenix came from sleeping on her daughter's couch. She was a couch. Let me tell y'all, this woman who caused this mess, who started this art, was a scammer, was sleeping on a couch, sleeping from couch to couch to couch before she came to Gambia. She didn't even have money to get to Gambia. Cathey paid her way to get to the Gambia. Well, I shouldn't say Cathey paid it. The company, Invest Relocate Africa, paid her way to the Gambia because she was going to come and work, because they had a program. So they were trying to help her out. They had a program where you could come. It was like a internship program. You could come and you could intern with them. You have a place to stay. Now, don't expect to have a 5-star place to stay, because it don't work like that. Those are for investors who has arranged their time and their vacation time, and that's when they're planning to stay. But no, Phoenix came there to work, y'all. And then she's telling Cathey, well, she could do the online banking stuff because she was in the United States. So Cathey needed that so he could take PayPal and other things. So he allowed her to put those in his name, because he couldn't do it because he's a resident in Gambia. All right. So that's what she brought. Something they needed was the access to these online accounts. But once she had access to the online accounts, guess what she had access to? All of the money, y'all. So all of the money that came in that people paid her was in the accounts. It was going straight to her. Cathey didn't see the money anymore. So Phoenix is the one who did all of this. All right. She is the one. Adrian is the one who told her to keep it up. Cynthia is the one who encouraged her. Molly Morris is the one who helped her. These people you watch on YouTube, they are the ones who stab each other in the back. Not all of them. Not all of them, just most of them. People was mad at our Cathey for telling the truth about Gambia. That's wild because Africans come to the U.S. and USA always talk trash about this country. And that's what it seems like they were mad at. I'm serious. It seems like she does exactly what I do, except what I don't use all the cuss words. Really. It really does. I'm like, okay, well, I just wouldn't have said, I wouldn't have sat in the Gambia and talked about the Gambia. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. And if you would have asked me what I didn't like, I would have said it, but I would have said it in a more politically correct way. But that's the difference between me and our Cathey. Kiki, I think you're telling the truth. Unfortunately, some shady Americans did come to the Gambia, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm telling the truth. Yeah, I seen all the documents to prove it. I couldn't believe what I was reading. Because guess how he got it? Guess how Cathey got the information, y'all? Phoenix left her Facebook account open. Remember, she was using his computer. She left the face. She didn't log out of Facebook. Cathey went on Facebook, and there it was. There it was. How they were smiling in his face and and she wanted to take over the company. See, she was telling people to write to her. She was telling people to come to her. She tried to take over the company, but she couldn't handle it. She ain't smart enough to do that. Like, you got to be really smart to do that. And you got to have a group. There was a group of people. Art will even tell you, even heard Art tell you, they had Gambians working for them. So this wasn't just Art and Cathey. No, they had Gambians working for them. This was a network. Cathey's brother-in-law, the immigration person, he was working with them. This was a whole group of people working with them. And because this Phoenix, who went from sleeping on somebody's couch in the United States, who didn't even have money to get there, y'all. She didn't even have money to get a ticket there, a one-way daggone ticket. And it was cheap back then. And I said to Cathey, why would you trust her? Why would you trust her? I said, why wouldn't you look at these people's resume? But then I'm thinking, people who really do that for real, who have international commerce experience, they're not on YouTube. They're not sleeping on couches, and they're not just able to jump up and go to the Gambia and give up their life. They're not doing that. Only losers and people who have nothing can do that. So this woman was a bad seed to begin with. Back then, it was like everybody was going. And Phoenix was a bad seed. She was a bad seed, y'all. I've had some tough struggles while living in Jamaica. Sometimes I need to vent, but I never had disdain or hate for anyone there. You'd find another ex. Yes, she's right. That's what you do. But see, remember I told you, Art started to isolate herself. See, she couldn't see something else somebody told me that happened to Art when she got there. I'm trying to find the video because she said the video when she got there, Art looked up to Blacksett. Okay, she looked up to Miss Blacksett, Miss Juliet. She looked up to her. Okay, she really admired Miss Juliet. But when Art got there, Art thought she was going to be accepted by Miss Juliet, and she thought Miss Juliet was going to be like a mentor to her. But instead, Miss Juliet was really nasty to Art, like very nasty to Art. And that hurt her because she was like, oh, on YouTube, y'all pretend to be something y'all not. And then when we get over here, y'all just as fake as all get out. There's no community over here. Y'all talking about there's a community. There ain't no community. So she sees all this once she gets there. Once she gets there, she sees there's no community over here. Okay, none. And then she sees the person she looked up to, the person who's telling everybody to come, the person who's telling everybody we're going to build. That person, when she gets there, she has nothing to do with her. Nothing to do with her. So that bothers her. And then who is she going to talk to now? this community she thought she had. No, there was nobody. So I think she isolated herself. And who did she turn to? YouTube. You guys become the friends. You guys become the company. You guys become the community. You guys, we understood what she was saying. We understood. This is just how this is how we express ourselves when we are feeling passionate. This don't mean we hate you for real. This don't mean we hate all of y'all. This don't mean we think all y'all stink. But at this moment, the ones that stink done got on my nerves. And I'm making a video about them. And I think those were what the episodes that she was going through. And it's just unfortunate she didn't have she didn't have a good friend to tell her, no, Art, don't do that. Somebody you can turn to and you two can laugh about it. Like T and K say, don't go to YouTube, Art. Don't say that. Like when I get upset and I type up these letters, my teacher friends always say, no, let me see the email before you hit send, okay? Let me see this text message before you hit send, okay? So that's the rule. Because I know what I will start saying. I will just say it. That's how I was taught how to write. Clear and concise. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I get straight to the point. That's how I was taught how to write. But, some people can't take that. So my teacher friends always read it, take that out, change that, take this out, change that. Now you was a little bit too direct right there. Let's change this part, But she need friends like that, friends that could help her out. And she didn't have that. She didn't have that. Isn't Kwesi married? Yes, Miss Lee. How could she think she could be? Well, because Kwesi is a Muslim and he has more than one wife. In Gambia, you're allowed to have 4 wives. So what happens, we tend to make the mistake to think, oh, these is just little Gambian girls. They ain't nothing. I can just come over there and knock them out the picture. He don't want them for real. When he see this woman, he gonna want this woman. And that's what we tend to think. And it don't work like that. Because some men want to be with the Gambian women. And he likes the Gambian women. But Kwesi is a nice looking man. Kwesi dresses nice. When you're out with Kwesi, you have a great time. You have a good time. So I think if you're like, you might get caught up in that if you're a, certain type of woman, you can get caught up in that. And, he's smart. He always has business ideas. He's always thinking about business. He's a very kind person. He's very giving like that. So some women like those type of men. And they don't care. You can have 10 wives. They feel like they can knock them all out the box. Why did they come to Gambia in the first place? I think they did. Honey, they did. And Delightful D said it. And when Delightful D said it, I was laughing so hard because I never looked at Kwesi like that. And that's why it was hard for me to believe that these other women would look at him like that. Never. So they all, and she was right. They all looked at him like that. Why did they? Well, Phoenix came. I told you she didn't have nothing here, y'all. She was. In my opinion of Phoenix, I think Phoenix was an ex-crack addict. I really do. Just from the way she described herself, her lifestyle, and what she done, I'm like, you sound your whole life sound crackish. You know how Jamie Foxx told. He told Whitney Houston, I'm not saying you on crack. I'm not saying you on crack. But I'm just saying that behavior sounds a little crackish. So her behavior was crackish. And I'm like, this behavior just sounds a little crackish. Don't no stable middle-aged woman be sleeping on couches and not having no stable income. And no. Something's wrong. Sounds like crackish to me. So that's what I think she was involved. I seriously believe that. because of her whole background. It's just nothing. How can you be a grown woman and be a nothing? So she's a nothing. She's on Facebook. She has nothing. So she living off her daughter. So she wants to do something. She want to get out of here. It's the pandemic time. People got that money. We was getting that money. So she want to go. She want to get up. She want to get out of here too. So Cathey and Art got Invest Relocate Africa. It was an ideal program. And do y'all know they brought another woman there? And that woman was the woman who went back and told Rick and Cynthia that Mr. Elvin business partner was Crazy Boy. And that's when that's when Cynthia and Rick went on a mission to destroy Mr. Elvin. That was another Black American that they brought there, her and her son. They brought them there. They were staying with them rent free. Yeah. That was the program. So people were coming over here like that. And this is what they were doing. So this is what Phoenix did. She blew it up. She blew it up. And she got everybody thinking Art is a scammer and Cathey is a scammer. And let me tell y'all what was the big scam. They got some money. Somebody sent some money in. Cathey took the money and gave the money to Art. She said that was the proof they were scamming. Then she said, because Cathey sniffs his nose a lot, he was using sugar. He was using sugar because he sniffs his nose a lot. People believed it. People believed it, y'all. But I went through everything. Everything. Every single thing. Everything. Cathey kept records of every single thing. No, she don't understand business. All right. Cathey is familiar to women from the USA. And they thought they would use him, as a cheat code to Gambia. Because he navigated the country so successfully. They certainly did. Mm-hmm. They certainly did. But they wanted to destroy his name in the process and destroy his reputation. And that's what I didn't understand, is why I try to destroy him in the process. Hey, lady, how are you doing? Black Americans definitely do not know how Africa works. No, they don't. Hello, yoga. Is it yoga? Hello, how you doing? Hello, how you doing? Hello, how you doing? Hello, how you doing? Hello. Oh, you must be agreeing with everything we saying. Cynthia's always somewhere saying something. Yeah, honey, she was all up in this. She was in, and then, listen, y'all. After that, guess what they started talking about doing? Building a community. Then you see everybody want to build this community because they wanted to get Crazy Boy and Art Cathey out of the way. This thing is now in Benin with, yes, she's now in Benin. We're going to get to her. She'll be a fine one to go to right after this. Yeah, because she the one set all this out. A couch surfer, that's what she was doing. And she has the nerve to tell you this. I'm like, aren't you ashamed? I would be so ashamed. But she had a sewing machine. Honey, that's all she had. If she had that. We'll see for... okay. Needles and Nourishment. Yeah, that's her name. Art got really fed up with the world in Gambia and couldn't hold back anymore. Simone, yep. Because I'm telling y'all, if y'all ain't never been to Africa, especially to Gambia, it ain't like no place I ever went. If y'all ain't never been through that, You can't talk about her because you don't know what you would have done in that situation. But I know I wouldn't have done that. I know better than that. I probably would have stayed in the house. I would have sat there till it was time to go, but I sure wouldn't have been talking about people. I don't do that. You don't do that. That's what she should have just kept her mouth shut. But see, you got to get it out because you just can't take it. You just like, this is ridiculous. If you give people with a little access to money of their own access to your funds, that's looking for trouble. Yep. So now, yeah, is she back? Are you saying that? We don't know. Is she back? I hope she back, honey, because she was sick. Is she back? Yeah, y'all, please, let's get the likes up, please, y'all, so we can get this message out, so we can spread our word, honey. YouTube was her sounding board. Yes. And just like when I'm there, my husband is my sounding board, because y'all, I'll be in there going off about the Gambia. Woo-hoo, y'all just don't know. I'll be in there going off. I'll be like, so who do we call? Oh, that's right. Y'all don't have nobody to call. So we just got to sit here and go through it, right? This is what we do. He just be looking at me. He just be looking at me. But what if I didn't have him? What if he was not there to just listen to me? What if he wasn't there? And he understand, honey, because he say, baby, I know you are going through it, because this is, I know you can't take this. And he know I can't. But what if I didn't? Then I would get on YouTube. I would go straight to YouTube and I would call y'all. I would get on straight to YouTube. I would go live, y'all, and I would be on there going completely off. Because that's what I do. Because it don't make no. I don't talk about the government. That's all I gotta say. I don't talk about politics, and I don't talk about government. That is live on air. I don't. With all of Art's madness, I do too. Spot for her. I do too. I have a really soft spot for her, because I know what, when she's saying the stuff she's saying, I know that means I am so frustrated. Just like when she said she gave the girl, I know she said $1,000, but I know she meant 1,000 CDs. I mean, Delasi. She gave her 1,000 Delasi to go. She said, get as many shoes as you can with 1,000 Delasi. But then the girl come back and say, oh, I need 600 more Delasi. Why? When I told you to get 1,000. You see? But what I want y'all to understand, they have a caste system there. It's a little different now, because people can go to school and people can move around, but you got to date people in your class. Not I'm switching from the caste to the class, right? These people aren't even fooling around. They ain't even hiring people in their class. Hire a university student. Like the ones that Quasi was working with. No, he was getting, I don't know where he was getting them from. I'm not going to comment because I don't know. But 2 little internships. Hire somebody. You got to just watch the class of people that you're dealing with and don't think they're all the same. It's just how they think all of us are the same, and all of us come from the ghetto, and all of us be on welfare, and all of us got to run from the police. It ain't like that. It ain't like that for them either. That's what we got to understand. Yes, this is real talk, DJ. Phoenix went way to Africa to show Africans how to sew. She went to Africa because she had crackish ways, and she had nothing to do. She was doing nothing with her life. I had a coworker to run by my emails too, because the way my mouth is set up. Yep. Yeah, because you have to, because you'll say stuff, and I'm just like, well, what's wrong with it? I wanted to know, well, why are you taking that part out? What's wrong with it? It's just a little bit too direct, okay? Let's just try saying this another way. Or how about let's just take that part out, okay? Art is very elegant and attractive woman. I can't imagine other women. Yeah, and that's what she said. She wasn't prepared for that. And Art is confident when it comes to men. A lot of women are not confident when it comes to men. Okay. And that threatens other women also. And you know what else Art did? Art refused to have contact with Phoenix when she got there. See, Art cut Phoenix off before she even got there. Art was not dealing with Phoenix. Art did not like Phoenix because Quasi had given her some kind of role, I forgot, in the group. Okay. She was like maybe a moderator or something like that. And Art said she had noticed because she was always saying stuff, and the kids call them a pick me. A pick me is somebody, how when little kids be like, pick me, pick me, pick me. They jump up and down for your attention and everything. Okay, so somebody who wants your attention and who does anything and everything to get your attention is called a pick me. Okay, so she said Phoenix was basically acting like a pick me. So she didn't want nothing to do with Phoenix at all. Okay, not at all. She wanted nothing to do with Phoenix. So she cut off all, like she would answer Phoenix. I think she said she even blocked her. All right. So when she found out, Quasi did not tell her that he was bringing Phoenix to Gambia to work. All right. She didn't find out till after Phoenix was there. So she was completely upset. Okay. Those Gambian women trained how to cater for men since they were small girls. Okay. I don't think Quasi would want Art though. No, they didn't. He didn't. It wasn't that type of relationship. People made it out to be that, but it wasn't that type of relationship. It's delightful to, yeah, her channel was still up, but I don't see any new videos. November Rain. She did have crackish ways, honey. What happened to the fulfillment of our soul? Last time I talked to John, you are serious. I talked to him a couple months ago, I believe, and he said he was planning a trip to Gambia. Him and Bella were still together, but that was basically it. I keep checking to see if he has videos up, but he doesn't. Oh my, I'm late. Are these women going to the Gambia to get with him? Some of them thought they were. She got off the plane with a crazy outfit. She sure did. What about the happy companion? What about the happy companion? Ain't Phoenix about 60? I remember when she said her husband and her got married in 2022 in the Gambia. I don't know how old Phoenix is. Our journey towards Eden. I think our journey towards Eden is back here, y'all. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I was thirsty. Our journey towards Eden is back here. Judge Mathis, crackish ways. Does Judge Mathis say that, honey? The melanated Mr. Mosley. Ooh, I got some tea about Mr. Mosley. I got some tea. But I ain't gonna spill this tea. Nope. I can't tell y'all this. I ain't no low down dirty chick. If I was a low down dirty dog, I would tell y'all this. And I know this is true. But I ain't gonna tell y'all. I ain't gonna even do that. Mr. Mosley, how you doing? How you been? If you watching, I don't even know if he watch. I don't even know if he watches YouTube. But yeah, y'all, I got some real. It ain't even tea. It's worse. It's worse than that about him. And I've been this show you how what a real chick I am. All right. This show you how down I am. I've been sitting on this information for a long time. But I ain't gonna tell it because I ain't like that. I ain't low down and dirty. That's one thing I am not. Is low down and dirty. All right, let's see. We ain't got not one video on yet. Look at this. Crazy is all right, but you putting 10 on 2. Remember, he was on the East Coast dude with the street smarts. I think he's cool, but he knows how to move around. I didn't say that. I didn't say none of that. I didn't say he wasn't street smart. I didn't say none of that. I didn't say none of that. I said he's a nice dude. He is a nice dude. You can have street smarts and be a nice dude. You can. You can have a lot of girls and be a nice dude. You can. I know dudes like that. So y'all have to remember, I have a lot of boy cousins. I grew up around a lot of men. So I know, I'm used to men. You know what I mean? I'm used to being around men. And I'm used to different types of men. So it's easy for me to be friends with men because I'm used to being friends with men. So that's not to say he is a nice person. I think he's a nice dude. This is from what I seen when I'm around him, y'all. I'm just telling y'all what I see. All right. If he was a low down dirty dog, y'all know I would tell y'all. I would say, honey, he's a low down dirty dog. He ain't right. Family shush. Honey, I heard something terrible about him too. Heard something terrible about him too. Horrible. Let's say can't keep it in his pants. Let's put it right there. Kiki, I'll give up the Kiki. What? I gave up the panties for what? It's just entertaining for the comfort of my. I don't get that. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that. Where are they now? Family shush. Last I heard, he was still in Gambia. He got a couple of court cases he fighting. Mr. Mosley, I don't know where he is, but he is no longer in Gambia. From what I've heard, he is no longer in Gambia. Yes. Crafto is soft talking self was potential to get me. Oh my God, listen to you. What? What are y'all talking about? Lord, let me get back focused on what we talking about on here. This is middle school drama. Honey, that's what it was. I told y'all, crackish, honey. I told you, crackish. November, you didn't hear me? No cotton top, you didn't hear me? Crackish, girl. I ain't so okay. No, y'all talking. Y'all talking. Okay. Yeah, he is a mover and a shaker. And some women like that. If they see you a mover and a shaker, dude, y'all know girls like that. Y'all know women like that. Oh, he a mover and a shaker. I want to be a part of it. I just want to be a part of the entourage. Yeah. I want to be a part of the team. Are definitely back in the United States. She has a YouTube. Well, we've been on her YouTube page. Where's she at? Why you think she back? You seen something? Oh God. Are y'all reading these comments? Let me get to the show. All right, y'all. I'm not. I can't with these people. Let me get over here. So in March, Art is in Gambia. She doing marathons for Gambia. She telling everybody come be a part of the Gambia. She come invest, come rebuild. This is her. This is what Art is about in March of 2020. Oh, fair use. Did we do fair use? Yeah, we did that. This is about what she's about. She's on that. I'm going to build back. I'm going to listen to me. She's on that. I'm going to build Africa. Now let's go. All right, so here we go, y'all. Let's watch this one. That is that I want to show you. This ain't a woman who don't love Africa. This ain't somebody who can't stand Africa. This is somebody who was open to it. This is somebody who really wanted to. I'm gonna get this 100. Because I believe that if we come back and if we unite, see, and that's the part that was another thing that was scaring the people when she kept talking about us coming back, taking over. Yes, this channel is for 18 and over. If they're not 18, honey, kick them off because you can't handle these conversations. All right, so let's go.
Thank you guys for doing this for me. No more mosquitoes. Child, I was getting bit up. I'm sitting here eating my dinner. Look at my dinner, child. I done fucked up my fish. They getting up my oh, it's already done. This is my chef of my food, Chef Dee. This was delicious, by the way. She made the fish, and we've got this good potato salad here. And so, this is my evening. Honey, the Gambians, they gonna make sure you comfortable. Listen at them. That's my Pisces over here. And it's my Gemini right there. So you know I'm in good hands. Backs, wave hi to everybody real quick, my Pisces. You see my back, my beautiful backs. He helped me. Say hey to everybody, Mohammed. That's my beautiful Gemini. They hooking up my neck. The Gambians will take care of you, honey.
Just so you know, Kate had a baby. And
hold on, let me get this video up here. So we see from that video alone, I didn't have no ill will. She looked like she was there. She was ready to have a good time. You know, she was enjoying herself. She was enjoying the food. That was in March. All right. This was right after she did the GoFundMe. Unfortunately, Maya, I don't talk about that person on my channel. Okay. I don't talk about that person on my channel. So I'm sorry. I just don't talk about that person on my channel. Okay. Okay. Gotta have plenty. Okay. So I don't think. Just gotta wait till I see the comment. Right, girl. These comments got me just thrown all the way off. Okay. Is it cheap enough there to hire someone with some education? And see, that's the sad thing about it. You would think that there's nobody there with education because it is. There's a university there. So I'm sure if you can go to the university and hire some of those university students and pay them. You know, and even if they didn't go to the university, there's some that's pretty smart. So this painting a picture is just that everybody can't read and everybody is, yeah, that ain't good. That was just not cool. That was just not cool. The first thing these chicks find when you get to Africa, oh Lord, is some All of the women were behaving like a pick-me because no one was picking them in the U.S. Very, very true. They were all behaving like a pick-me because I couldn't understand. And they would be groups of pick-me's over there just performing to see who was going to get picked. Yeah. Who was going to get picked? Yeah, okay. So let me get to the next video. So the next video, that was in March. And we see she's settling in. She's feeling good. She's talking about her people who's working for her. Now, let's check this one out. Okay. Now, this is when Art Cathey starts being disturbed by what she's seeing. This is before the image at the ATM. Okay, this is before the ATM event. Okay, but this is when she starts being disturbed by what she's seeing. All right, because that's the first thing you're going to notice. The things that are oddities in our culture. Okay, like no Americans owning grocery stores. Like if we went and we saw, like when you go to the west side of Dayton, none of them are owned by Americans, they're owned by Arabs. So like that's a problem for the people, the community leaders over there. You know, they constantly complain about that there needs to be people from that community who owns those stores. Okay. So this is, our Cathey is starting to take our mindset, our mental mindset, and she's applying that to situations in the game to help her, because you got to kind of rationalize what you're seeing. You got to make sense of what you're seeing. Okay. So in her mind, she's connecting this to what we see here in America, and it's completely different. Okay. Because the Gambians welcome these people into their culture. They welcome foreigners to come in and start businesses. They want this. It's not like here. They want the Indians in their community owning stores. They encourage this behavior. Okay, so this is when you start to see the breakdown, the slow breakdown. So let's just check this out.
Gambia up close and personal, but I was making an observation. We're here at today's mini market just getting some stuff, but you know, if you come to the Gambia, you're gonna have to get ready to see a place that really has a need for infrastructure. Today's mini market is actually owned by Indians, and I would like to actually see that owned by us one day. You know.
Now see that comment right there. I would like to see that owned by us one day. But to the Gambians, Art doesn't understand that. But to the Gambians, that's still a foreigner. So they're looking at you, Black American, and the Indian and saying, what's the difference? Both of y'all foreigners. Your people owning it is not the same as our people. So what difference does it make? So they're looking at her like, your whole conversation is mute. It doesn't even make sense.
People don't want to tell the truth. Black Americans have a bad problem with this. But it's time for us to just tell the truth about what the fuck is going on. But it's like, you know, this is what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking down about Africa or nothing, but it's so much of a need for infrastructure. It's so much of a takeover here of the motherland. But we're at today's mini market, and it's owned by Indians. And that shit be getting on my nerves seeing that, to be honest with y'all. Like, we're going to have to...
I told you, it gets on, and that's what it is. See, she's applying, she's using her American eyes. She's seeing everything through her Black American lenses. And and another thing, remember, our Cathey's from Alabama. She's from Alabama. So she's from the South, deep South. So she's not only seeing it from her American lenses, she's seeing it from her Black American woman from the South lenses. All right. And this is exactly what's going on. So let's finish this.
To do better, and they need us over here. Y'all don't want to admit that shit, but you do. I'm gonna show you real quick the inside if I can see it on her. Yeah.
And that y'all need us over here. Okay, that right there gonna make them mad. I'm telling you, that's gonna make them mad, because that's like them telling us, y'all need us over here. We're gonna be looking at them like, we don't need y'all. What you mean? Need you for what? So see, they're gonna take the same stance. They're gonna be like, wait a minute, what we need you for? We don't need you. These Indians is over here. The Chinese is over here. Other people are over here. Other groups are over here spending money and doing things. What do we need you for? Black Americans.
Indian as hell. So today's mini market, open in the middle of pandemic still. You got your alcohol. Nothing's changed. You got your usual suspects, sugar, alcohol, shit in the face is not us. So that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. We need to have black faces all over the place. So let's think on it.
There are black faces. There are black faces all over the place. It's just not Black American faces. So they're like, what are you talking about? There are black faces all over the place. You just want your people to be in charge. So that's where I see now they came in with this elitist talk. That she wants us to be the elitist. That we are the ones, that we are the saviors. And maybe this is when they get angry.
Let's think building us up, and let's think infrastructure. Like it's this is third world.
Yeah, it is.
Get mad if you want to. I really don't care, because I get the reason why we ain't got nothing is because we don't want to talk and tell the truth.
And this part, she's absolutely right. Okay, she's absolutely right, because she's right. We don't want to talk and we don't want to tell the truth. Okay, when I was in Cameroon, they would always tell me the truth is bitter, but the truth must be spoken. It must be spoken. Okay, but then they're going to say the truth compared to you. Whose truth? Whose truth? Your truth or our truth? Because that's not the Gambians' truth. That's your truth. And see, that's what we got to remember. Just because it's my truth, don't make it your truth. It's my opinion. It's what I think and what I feel. And I can't go smacking that on other people, because we don't like when it gets smacked on us. So no, they not going to like it. No. If they want to call their country whatever they want to call it, let them do it. But you not going to do it. And that's the thing, how we are. You may sit up. We can talk about our family as much as we want to. But honey, you better not ever think an outsider going to get away with talking about our family. No, we don't play like that. Never, ever do we play like that. All right, now. So, Miss Mosley, what y'all talking about? All right, so did we finish that one? Did we finish that? Yeah, I stopped it. All right, so that's when I'm like, oh, art she's changing. You know, the infrastructure is bothering her, the foreigners doing business. But you got to remember, she's talking about Black empowerment. Black empowerment, that's us. Why would you talk about Black empowerment in Africa? Everybody's Black. They're already empowered. The government is Black. So when you go with this Black empowerment talk, it just make us look like the racist. You know, it make us just look stupid. And then, you know, complaining about because they're selling food, alcohol and all of that, and beer and cigarettes. Well, some of the Muslims, they're not Muslims, because Muslims don't do cigarettes and all that. But some of the Gambians are Christians, and Christians can drink. Tourists go to Gambia, y'all. The tourists want to drink alcohol. The American, let me tell y'all something. Them stores she was just talking about, do y'all think the Gambians, the locals, are going to them stores? No, they're not. So that's another thing that she didn't even understand. Even if they do own those stores, y'all know who's getting the money. Y'all know who they getting the money from? Us, not the Gambians. So if they're exploiting anybody, they're exploiting the tourist, not the Gambians. All right, now let me show you this other one. This is another one I know set them off. Because again, nobody wants you to highlight their mishaps and their misfortunes. All right, does anyone know art state? She's no, but we know what she said it spread. It does it called monasticize when it goes to another organ? It went to her other organs. Okay. What? Said the happy companion, we off on the living conditions they put him in. Oh, you said happy companion went off on the living conditions they put him in when he was staying to support the black business. Yeah, he said happy companion. I don't know about that. I have no idea. But the living conditions are not the same here, y'all. They're not. 5-star there is probably maybe a 2-star here. It's not. And if you go there expecting 5-star or a 5-star, honey, you're just gonna be angry the whole time. You're gonna be angry the whole time. But I do know getting married and move. I don't know if he moved. I don't know. I don't follow the happy companion like that. So I don't know. I got my glasses, y'all. Yeah, he got 2 or 3 wives. Oh, okay. Unhappy. Okay. Unhappy with teenage companions. What? Unhappy with teenage companions? What? Mover and shaker on shucking and driving. Oh my goodness. Cotton top. Who you calling us? Oh Lord Jesus. Here y'all go. We're going to have to separate the desk in Kiki's class. Honey, because they ain't here cutting up tonight. Oh my goodness. Ain't nobody gonna have recess today. The expats are the ones without education, Cotton Top says. Our Cathey wanted to like Gambia, but she's the type of person that has to speak her mind. Yes, she did want to like it. She really did. She is Cathey-What. She has to speak her mind. She can't hold it in. She cannot hold it in. I agree, but we got to understand for many of these people, Africa was the last shot. Many of these people were in financial chaos when they were in the U.S. Hey, wow. And if that was their last shot, and many of them are back in the United States, wow. And a lot of them, not a lot of them, but some of them didn't even make it back. Look at Anja, look at Beverly, look at Andrea, look at all the other ones. I can't even think of their names now. Veronica, that didn't even make it back. And Veronica told you that Africa was her last shot. Right. Nobody is stopping them from opening a store. Rick was broke. YouTube helped him ball. It did helped ball him out of finance. It sure did. Notice he never spent the money he said he would on the bag property. No, he did not. They lived off that money, y'all. Black Americans are Americans, not Africans. What did art own in America? They went to Africa on a rescue mission. They did, and that's what I don't understand. And she was saying something about we got to rebuild Africa to rebuild Black America, and I'm like, how? Black America is torn up. Invest some time into that fiasco. What's going on there? What's going on in our school system with these kids? Invest some time into that. Teaching some kids how to read. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on in these schools. It ain't no joke. If you want to rescue somebody, rescue them kids in your neighborhood. Okay? You see some little kids in your neighborhood, give them some books. Go to get them some flashcards with the ABCs on them. Okay? Give it to them. Give them little workbooks. Just go buy them at the dollar store. And if you see a little kid in your neighborhood, say, here, little kid, go enjoy yourself. Rescue them. Rescue America. That's what you should be doing. The Gambians would like us to invest in their starting mini market business. Yeah, they would. All uneducated. I saw the arrival picking clothes. You saw that too. Shaking them off and buying them from. I couldn't believe it. Girl, I couldn't believe it. Wash their crap before selling it to people. I could not believe it. I said, so you go all the way to Africa to buy secondhand clothes? All right, now, April. Art's videos continue to focus on infrastructure, okay? In this video I'm about to show y'all, I know this video really got people mad. But what Art wanted to show you, she's really trying what I think she's trying to do is prepare us for what we're about to see. Because I told y'all, I have been to Cameroon, I have been to Nigeria, I don't know how many times before I had went to Gambia. So I thought, in my mind, I thought I was, Gambia was just another West African country. It wasn't going to be a big deal. But I was shocked at the underdevelopment when I went there. I told y'all, it looked like gun smoke to me. And I was sitting there in that car, shocked. I kept looking out the window like, where am I? That's what I kept thinking, y'all. I kept saying, where? I did. I kept saying, where am I? And I'm like, oh my God, it's like I stepped back in time. And this was coming from the airport. But remember, this was almost 5 years ago. This was practically 5 years ago. So it doesn't look like that now. But Art went in 2020. So yeah, what she's showing us, there's no way you're going to be prepared for this. So she feels like nobody prepared me for this. Nobody told me the truth. So I want to share with you guys the truth, what you're going to see and what you're going to smell. And it's the truth, y'all. This is the honest to God truth. It's not as bad as Nigeria. What's this? Gambia. Gambia is not as bad as Nigeria. Nigeria is horrible. Some places over there is so bad. It's so bad. And the smell, like she said, of human waste, you can just smell it. And it's so strong. It is so strong. And some places you go, the smell is so strong that it burns your eyes. And this would be when I would go to, though, like, in all fairness, this wasn't in Lakey. It wasn't on Victoria Island. It wasn't in any of those places. It would be like when I would like to go to visit different places. So I would go to the slums of Nigeria to just check it out, to see what it was like. So I noticed when I would go to the slums, oh my God, y'all, It's really bad over there. It's really bad. So again, there's no way I could have been prepared for that. Even if you would have told me they have an open sewage system and you're going to smell human waste and it's going to be so strong that it's going to burn your eyes and it's going to smell so bad sometimes, and the gas, it's like, I guess human waste creates some kind of gas. You can literally like smell the gas and it's like burning your eyes. And it's really like this in some areas. And some of these people really have to live like this. But it is not all the people in Nigeria. It is not all the people in Ikeja. It is not all the people in Lagos. It's just the people who live in the slums and who live in the lower classes, lower income neighborhoods. That's what I'll call them. The economically disadvantaged neighborhoods. That's where I found it most. So let me show you what I'm talking about. And this is true. You do have to prepare yourself for this. And you got to be careful that you don't fall in them. Because people have fallen. Remember the one lady we did a story about who had breast cancer? And she was trying to get money. She's in Ghana. They were trying to raise money for her to have some kind of surgery there. Well, remember she fell in one of these. And she cut her leg real bad. Remember? This is what they were talking about. All right, so let's get this up here.
Y'all, I want you to know, our projects, there is communities where there's open cesspools and open sewer systems. I have never in my life seen anything like this. And the children just playing, everybody's perfectly happy. But the smell, it is these grooves, the holes on the side. And I'm gonna show you guys, like, this is why we need to bring our resources here, because we need to bulldoze all this shit down and start over. Look at that. This is open cesspool, open sewage, open sewer system. This is called an open sewer system community where everybody just smelling sewage all day long. Right here, open sewage system. I have never heard of anything like that in my life. And as you just keep going,
Yep.
it keeps going and going and going.
That's how it's like,
you smell real doo-doo.
See, this part is probably covered up, to stop people from falling in it. But she's absolutely right. When I'm in Gambia, I've never stayed in a neighborhood like this in Gambia. I've never stayed in one that was bad like this. So I don't know. I'm not sure where this is, where she is.
Smell shit, feces. This is colonialism. No progress. And I'm not down on nobody, but god damn, this is what is acceptable. An open motherfucking, I gotta cover my fucking nose. Shit. Open. Oh, no. I'm about to throw up. I'm about to throw up. Ooh. Oh, shit. Oh, God, I'm about to throw up. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, no. I think I'm having a little moment because I have, oh, God, it's going up my nose. I don't even think this was a good idea. Because even when we were riding in the car, the smell was strong. And as you up close,
yeah, it is strong. She's right.
And people are just fine with this shit.
I don't know if they're fine with it or something I noticed there when I was there. People, not so much Gambia, but in Nigeria, when we would talk about issues, and in Cameroon, they would it wasn't so much they were fine with it, but they just felt they were defeated. They felt like they couldn't fight the government. Like, what were they going to do? That's what they would always say. What do we do? And when I told you, when I worked at the Kumba Urban Council, those people weren't even getting paid. It had been 3 years. Those people hadn't even got paid. I said, why do you continue to come to work? They would say, well, what are we to do? What else is there to do? So it's not that they are fine with it. It just becomes like they say, what are we to do? And when the lights go out, they're not fine with that. They're not cool with that. They're not happy about that. But again, what do they say? What are we to do? What do they do? What did I tell you the purpose of government is? to keep the people safe and provide them with opportunity. What do they do? That is not their job. That is the job of the government, to keep people safe and provide them with opportunity. Well, our government, that's the purpose of our government.
God damn it. I feel like I'm nauseous, man. This is gross. We deserve more. We deserve more than this. We deserve so much more than this. Don't say nothing about me videotaping, because your asses was fine with the shit. Look at all of this. This is how they live. Nah, we can do better for our people than this.
Now, you see, ours, to me, what I got is I'm upset for the Gambian people. Okay, I'm upset for the Gambian people because this is their plight. This is their situation. You know, she's shocked by the conditions. She's shocked the kids have to live like this. Little kids can get very sick from this. So she's talking about this. The sanitation, that is no joke, y'all. You're not going to be prepared. Y'all, let me tell y'all, when I was in Nigeria, we went somewhere. I was so hungry. And the guy I was with, he said, let's go get something to eat. We went to where they was making, they had these noodles called Indomie. It's a street food and it's very good. Indomie noodles. The lady, when we got to where the lady was making the food, y'all, I had to sit down, so it was a seat behind her. So I could see the area where she was cooking the food. Oh my God, y'all. There was gas next to her. There was oil next, not cooking oil, motor oil. Gas for your car. Dirty this, dirty that. The pan she was cooking the noodles, when she would go from one customer to the next, she didn't even wash the pan. She didn't even wash the bowl she was stirring them in. She would just go from one to the next. One to the next. Sanitation is a big problem. There was no water. How was she even washing her hands? I seen a tub of water, and I guess when she got enough dishes, dirty dishes, she would wash them in there. So our Cathey is upset because she feel like this lack of sanitation is going to have an impact on the residents and particularly the children. So she's outraged, and she's saying, okay, they feel like they can't do anything about it. They're just dealing with it. They're just accepting it. So we need to come and we need to voice the outrage for them. All right. So that's what. Okay. And I'm just making sure I got all the notes. She wants the Black diaspora to get involved. She wants us to get involved. She feel like it is our duty to get involved and to come back and help rebuild this country up, Gambia up. The truth is bitter, but it must be spoken. Exactly. The difference is Indian pay Gambians 25 cents a day and force overtime on them with no extra pay. Black Americans would probably pay them double and wouldn't be oppressive with the overtime demands. Well, from the Black Americans who went over there, they don't want to pay them nothing. The ones who had employees, honey, they didn't want to pay them anything. They were worse than they were. Black Acres of the Gambia wasn't paying them people nothing. They were one of the worst employers. I've heard terrible things about the American employers. Truth is bitter, but it must be told. Yep. The other groups are investing large sums of money in Africa. Don't y'all see that? We're investing in ourselves. They're investing in everybody. That store is for everybody. Not just them, not just the Indians. What are we building a store? We build a store for Americans. We open up a restaurant for Americans. President is, oh, okay. American Negroes are not doing anything but bumping their gums, and she's one of them, team member says. Facts. Cathey-What, Black Americans would pay them double just because. No, they don't. Y'all, this isn't true. I've done stories about this. I've done the girl Anja Africa, the one that passed away terribly. Honey, she had a worker. The girl just wanted $40 a month. She wouldn't even give the girl $40 a month. She said that was too much. I think she ended up paying that girl $2. It might have been the equivalent of $2. No, Black Acres is another one. That is not true. No, it is not true. When you read, and then even Eric and Nicole, they had to go to court. They were sued by one of their workers. No, we tend to be the worst to work for. She ain't saying nothing. A straight broke. Who y'all talking about? It's a straight broke passport granny. Team member, you're also, if she is not looking for a geopolitical issue, then she is not understanding why there is inadequate. Yes, she doesn't understand the geopolitical issues. See, you have to understand all of that. You got to understand what's going on. You're in a whole different world. Look, and you got to look at it as such. You have to. You have to, or you're going to get lost like her. Black Americans are not ready for Africa. They are spoiled and must have good. Yes, I do, Greta. I'm not even lying. Honey, and I ain't ashamed to admit it. I am not ashamed to admit it. I have to have good living conditions. I sure do. If I don't have good living conditions, I'm going to have a whole attitude. And guess what? I don't even care how much it costs. Whatever it costs me, if it's what I want, then I'm going to have it. Then I'm going to have it. Because I've always lived nice all my life. Ever since I can remember, I've lived nice. I lived really nice. So I just can't imagine going to Africa where I'm paying to go and not live nice. No, they got too many bugs. And they bugs is real. I ain't never seen bugs like they bugs. They got flying cockroaches. They mice look like rats. Look like our rats. No, I'm not staying no place where there's a possibility. I can't even imagine what they bed bugs look like. So I ain't staying no place where there's a possibility of a bed bug, of a mice, of a flying cockroach. No. And I'm not saying because I pay more money, I won't have it, but the chances lessen when I'm paying more money, when I'm staying in a more higher class place. People go to Africa looking for something for nothing. Exactly. And it's just like here. It don't work like that. Guys, art was 4 years. Guys, art was 4 years ago. And we thought the world of Africa when she said what she said. How dare she? Exactly. Are you serious? You serious? Don't think we think about Africa or Americans like that anymore in 2025. Because when I started, which was about 4 years ago, it was horrible. How dare you say something about Africa? How dare you tell the truth? And I've got degrees where I've studied Africa. I've studied it and I've been there several times. So if anybody can talk about Africa, honey, I can talk about Africa. And honey, when I came on here, they did the same thing to me. They attacked me. It was horrible. To this day, these people are still calling my employer. Calling. And for what? For what? For what? But they're still doing it. So yes, when you stand up for truth, when you tell the truth, when you want to tell people what's going on, people label you public enemy number one. Public enemy number one. Lie. I've been lied on so many times. Outlandish lie. Not even realistic lies. These are outlandish lies. All to try to do what? To destroy my reputation? How can your lies destroy my reputation? That doesn't even, the key word is they're your lies. But that's what these people do. They're mentally ill. They're I'm telling y'all, a lot of these people are mentally ill. They really are. And you got to understand that. You got to understand who we're dealing with. Our Cathey told you she had some mental issues. And if you got some mental issues and you're going to Africa, honey, Africa gonna push you right over the edge. It's too stressful. Then the daggone one time I stayed in the place, y'all. You could not even flush the toilet paper in the toilet. I said, what? I read it was a sign that said you can't flush the toilet paper in the toilet. And I stood there for a minute and I said to myself, self? So what you supposed to do with the toilet paper? My mind couldn't figure it out. So my husband came in. I said, what are we supposed to do with the toilet paper? Because, they don't use toilet paper. He said, you're supposed to put it in the trash can. I said, oh, wow, how nasty is that? How nasty is that? But they think toilet paper is nasty, that we use toilet paper. So I was just like, how nasty is that? And then when you flush the toilet, these toilets that can't take toilet paper, that's because they can't, the little thing in the back is so weak that you keep using the bathroom enough and flushing it, it's going to come off. So the back of the toilet thing came off. It just be ridiculous. It just be ridiculous. And if you're on the verge of breaking down, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. And then after that happened, you go downstairs, and then you go to cook your dinner, and you can't cook your dinner because the stove isn't working, because it doesn't have any gas. And then when they hook the gas tank up, they hook the gas tank up wrong. Then it takes them another day. In the meantime, your food is just spoiled. These are the issues that you confront in the Gambia. And a day when you just had to deal with all of that, and then you have to, bargain about every little thing you get, you just get tired. So if I didn't have somebody to vent to, you daggone right, I get on YouTube. You daggone right, I will come and vent to y'all. You daggone right, I'm going to come and tell y'all. Who else was she going to tell? Who else who could feel her pain? When I say I ain't had lights in 24 hours, y'all, and I'm about to lose my mind, when I say that to y'all, y'all know exactly what I'm going through. Y'all like, oh, wow. Yeah, that's a long time not to have lights. That'll make anybody lose their mind. So this is what I feel like she was doing. This is what I feel like was going on. And like I said, she had already shared with us that she did have some mental issues. So this stressful situation she was in, and accompanied by these mental issues, yeah, I believe that. I believe it just pushed her right over the edge. I really do. Back, parched earth, withered tomatoes, collard greens, and smothered wings, nothing else. Oh, we're going to get to them, y'all. Ooh, I'll be there soon. Honey, it was Gunsmoke. I must be really behind in the comments. I gotta be. I remember Miss Danita. Yep, the mother of the twin boys. She passed away under mysterious circumstances in Nigeria. She had diabetes and mental issues. Yeah, remember her? I forgot Miss Danita had mental issues also. And they know they have the mental issues, y'all, but they're dealing with it. You know what I mean? They're dealing with it. And Miss Danita was dealing with it. But remember the video, November Rain, when she was outside in the rain, just walking around in circles in the rain? And Miss Danita was going through it. She was going through it. Miss Danita was only 33 years old. If y'all get a chance, go watch Miss Danita's video. Yeah, bag is such a joke. I was wrong. Art Cathey is in Ghana and her cancer has spread trying to get, yes, I wish she was here, Miss Greta. Can we get 60? Can we get 69 likes, y'all? Can we get 69 likes, y'all? We got 122 people watching. Can we please get at least 100 likes? Can we please just get 100 likes? And please subscribe to the channel. Because look, we're on a mission to get to 6,000, all right? We want to be the channel that everybody go to for information. We're going to be that source, y'all. We're going to be the source where everybody comes to for information about the repat community. We are the repat community. If you want to know anything about this repat journey, this expat journey, we're going to be the channel to come to. And we need to get the subscribers up. Come on, y'all. So let us get to 6,000. Then we're going to be on a mission to 10. All right, so let's get us to 6,000. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the subscribers. What is it? Subscriptions up. And don't forget, I'll be in the Gambia soon. And who knows what's going to happen over there. Well, I'm telling y'all now, nothing. Ain't nothing going to happen over there. I'm going to interview some people. I'm going to have a good time. And I think I'm going to Senegal. As of right now, I'm going to Senegal, okay? India is the most populous country, and it's often smell. Yeah, it does smell. I mean, I don't know, but it just looks like it does. Okay, so let me see. And she hasn't built anything. He says she's acting like she's the savior. Okay, let me go down here. It's shameful that the continent so rich looks like this. It is. And that's what she was saying. Yeah, that's what she was saying. So let's look at this next one. That's exactly what she was saying, that it shouldn't look like this. So the overtones that she was making in her video was what we were saying, shock and disgust. She's shocked. She's disgusted. She's frustrated at the lack of progress. She feel like, wait a minute, colonialization been over for a long time. How come y'all haven't done anything? But at the end, what does she say? We can come over here and we can make a difference. So she still has this hope. She still has this idea that we can come and we can change things and we can make things for the better. And that whole thinking is what, along with her bluntness, her frankness about Gambia and certain conditions there, I think this is the video that really people were like, lady, you are just too much. Now check this out.
Don't want to talk about this. Y'all are the cowards of society. When I come into a situation as a healer and we're coming to fix something, if we see what's been allowed to go by the wayside and what's been destroyed and what's in bad condition, we need to just call out what's in bad condition.
She's right. You need to call, and she's right. I was just doing some training for school, and that's what we were talking about. We were talking about you have to call it out, whatever there is, whatever the problem is, no matter how hard it is to talk about, you got to say it. Whatever the issue is, you got to call it out. And she's right. You got to call it out. But the only problem is this ain't our country to be calling out nothing in. This ain't Black America. Black America, we could call it out every day, all day. We could talk about it the way we want to talk about it. But when you go to another country and you're brutally honest, no, it ain't your home. You're a guest. If you don't like it at my house, then leave my house. Don't talk about my house and want me to change it to please you, to make you more comfortable, because they're comfortable. We're just not comfortable seeing what we see. So the best thing for you to do is it's 54 countries. Go to another one. That's the best thing to do.
So that we can clean it up and fix it. But see, this is what's happening with Black America and Africa. We want to start over-talking and giving a lot of flack to the Black builders as we come back, and we're trying to assess Black America and see what we need to do in Black America. We got the Negro naysayers over there, and now we got these old Africans, foo-foo eating Africans, something to say. We being elitist. It's the westernized attitude. It ain't nothing west.
Hold on. What? I'm going to need some clarity on this comment right here. You said, listening to her makes me angry. This is the part I take issue with. A typical Black woman. So a typical means like an average Black woman. So you're saying the average Black woman says nothing when she talks and she does nothing? Is that what you're saying, team member? Because you've got to have some factual data to back that up, because the data that I have doesn't say that. It says that the typical most Black women, that's Black women, you know what they are in the United States, right? The most educated class in the United States. So they're not, so typically they can't be doing nothing and saying nothing. So this isn't even factual. This is just a stereotypical lie. So can you tell me what you're basing this statement on that sounds just like a stereotype? Okay, a very negative stereotype on top of that, of someone who doesn't like Black women. That's what it sounds like. Okay, so, but I don't want to assume. I'm going to let you comment and explain yourself, okay?
Westernized about coming here trying to get you some running goddamn water.
I know she did not just say that. Okay, let's get these comments. So I'm waiting for you to answer that question. Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm coughing. I need to drink something. 1 second. So, team member, go ahead and elaborate. Jalen, how you been? Do those open sewage laterns overflow? Yes, honey. What do you mean? Honey, when it flood. Oh, Jesus. When it flood, Jalen, when the rains come and it flood, that stuff be in the street, honey. And them little kids be out there just playing in that nasty sewage water. Yes. Nigeria has hundreds and thousands of people that are supposed to get government pensions, but they don't pay them. Oh, don't say that. Who is she saying we? Wow. She's probably talking about Invest, Relocate Africa. She's talking about them. Remember, that's who she's with. It was a whole team of them. Remember? That's who she's talking about. Invest, Relocate Africa. No, street food isn't. No, it's not safe. Yeah, it's not safe. Y'all say all that mess and feed millions that way every day. What? What are you talking about? I don't have enough honey. Broke. Who was a broke passport granny? Who? She full of SH broke. Who is the who team member is the broke passport granny? Our Cathey. Okay, passport grannies are women who are 30 plus years older than the person that they're involved with, okay? And they financially support them. They support the whole family. You see how Kenza paying for everybody, even the little boy Ema. He living in her house. And the Mason man sleeping outside on her table. That's a excellent example of a passport granny, paying for everything. Okay? With these little young boys. She's 30 plus years older than them. Okay? That's a passport granny. This woman is not no passport granny. Just because you got a passport and you a granny don't mean you a passport granny. Does anybody know what teachers, lawyers, doctors, they refuse to pay any of them decent. Oh, wow. They live under a rule of criminals, thieves who just don't care. Few exceptions. That's so sad. Team member, you always get mad when we tell the truth about Africa. Go somewhere else if you want to be fed lies. Yeah, we don't do lies over here. I couldn't imagine cheating in out of a dime or a quarter. Okay. Crapto, you are, oh, there we go. Okay. Now y'all going at it. Think about what you, okay. Let me get out of this. Okay. In many drunken fonts, they are old by Indians. They would hire white people rather than hiring black people in their store. Greta, how is it spoiled to have clean water, adequate housing, and good food, honey? That's like basic necessities to me. You must listen to Queen Sheep. Who are you talking about? Oh, y'all talking to each other. Okay, now. Okay. Hey, Kiki, she is obsessed with you. I know she's obsessed with me. She just has to get in line and wait because there's a lot of people obsessed with me. It's been like that all my life. I'm really used to it. Yeah, seriously. I've had people obsessed with me all my life. I don't know why. You gotta be mentally ill to go to Africa broke. Yep, I'm sane and not broke, and I don't even want to go to Africa. Africa is the last place to go, girl. Because you're gonna lose it. You usually have a basket in the bathroom. What y'all talking about? Oh yeah, it was a bath. It was a bathroom in there. It was a basket or something in there. Yep. This is what. Okay. That's what I was about to say. When I was in Mali, there were no, girl, I was mad about that, miss me. And then when the toilet broke anyway, I'm like, oh, this is just a loose toilet. And he know it's going to break. Mexico is the same way. Oh, that's ridiculous. We don't live in Mexico, goofy. We don't. We live in the United States. Right. No, I'm keeping my, okay. All right. I told y'all about the chat, okay? So I told y'all how it goes in the chat. So let me go over here. Millions of people don't use toilet paper. That's true. Millions of people don't. But I do. And I need it, London lady. They have a water jug and a tank to water. Oh, girl, I don't want to do that. We ain't talking about, I don't even want to imagine that. You can't make grown mentally ill people do anything. That's the problem. Exactly. Grown mentally ill people, they are in their own world, and you can't make them do anything. He's absolutely right about that. I felt sorry for her. I still do. All right. Art Kathy, GoFundMe, go 8,000 for what? I'm here. We ain't here yet. We ain't to that part yet. We're going to do that. We ain't got to that. That's the next part. We trying to figure out what she did. The British left. All right. So we talking about what she did. We're going to get to that part. If the locals don't want to fix something, you just drive yourself crazy. Exactly. Hi, Kiki in chat. Hey, lady. What you say? Did art heal anything while she... All right, let me go to the next thing. Y'all are being ridiculous. Okay, so that was on May 9th. All right. And our art was just really critiquing the state of affairs there. She was highlighting the neglect in the environment. You know, she wants us to focus on rebuilding. She wants us to come together. She wants us to reject all external perspectives of us being elitist and that we're coming there with this elitist attitude, because we're not. We're coming there to build this country and to make it right. All right. But then Art Cathey releases a video on May 22nd. And this is when she talks about the ATM. And this is when things go from bad to worse. All right. So this is the actual video where she was telling us. And I believe this is when, because you could tell Art still, she's not cussing a lot. She still sounds very, you could tell she's educated by the way she speaks. She's very eloquent when she speaks. She still sounds eloquent. She's not, cursing and going off like she does, like she can do. She's not doing any of that. So she's still able to talk in a level head. But she has things that she wants us to know. And I think this is the video that really upset. Well, no, I ain't going to say the one that really upset them, because they all probably upset them because y'all can't see it. They probably all upset them because they were all saying just things you should not say. If you feel this way, just go home. Just go home. So let's check this out.
System of global white supremacy. Africa has a real history of colonialism, and it's still alive and well. What I saw yesterday just proved that. I was minding my business at the ATM.
Now, let me tell you, when I went to Cameroon, that was my first time going to Africa. And I saw what she was talking about. And I was angry. I was really angry because when I was in the airport, we had got off the airplane and it was this French man. He got in front of everybody. He went and he got in front of all the Cameroonians. He got in front of us. He got in front of everybody. He went to the beginning of the line because he was a French person. He thought because he was a French person, he could go to the beginning of the line. Well, I was that person who was coming up there next. And I turned to him and I said, "Excuse me, but how are you going to get in front of me? How does that even work?" So he says something to me, and I don't know what he's saying because he got a big old thick French accent, and he's speaking this broken French. I mean, this broken form of English. He probably couldn't even understand what I was saying. So me and him, going back and forth, and I'm like, "Well, you're not going to get in front of me. You need to wait until she called you up there." So she called us up there, and she pointed to me to come and not him. So when it was opportunities like that where the Cameroonians could give me a favor instead of the Europeans a favor, they would do that. They would do that. Now remember, this is the part that's just in war now, okay? But they would do that whenever they had a chance, because they loved when they saw Black Americans in Cameroon. They loved us. Oh my God. They and they did everything. They would give you the hookup wherever I went. I got the hookup. All this being overcharged. It was not in Cameroon, honey. I was getting stuff for free. I was getting it for free. I would go to restaurants and it would just be like, "Here you go. This is for her." So it's just different. It's just really different. So I'm saying that to say, I don't even know why I was saying that to say. But their mindset. So I do see that there is a colonial mindset, and I even when I was in Cameroon, I had a friend who I worked with the council with, and he would tell me how his dream is to marry a European, and how he prays every day that he can marry a European, because if he married a European, his life would be wonderful. And this is what he told me with a straight face, y'all. And I'm looking at him. I said, really? He said, yes. And I said, what does your mom say about this? Because I'm thinking his mom is going to, check him into reality. He says, no, his mom is praying the same thing. So she's right. There is this, in some of them, not all of them, but in some of them, there is this colonial mindset. Like after slavery ended here, how in the South, it was we called them Uncle Toms. It was them. It was that kind of mindset. So she's right. There is this type of mindset there, but not all of them. But you can find people with this type of mindset who prefers them to you. She's right.
I see some European guy walk up with this 3-year-old black girl, this 3-year-old African girl. And I'm like, already, woo, this is the Gambia. Pedophilia is very real. Europeans practicing pedophilia is very real. Okay, so that my alarm and my alert radar went up. Why does this European man have this baby girl by the hand? Who is he? So I immediately started filming. Now, I come out of the ATM and still filming, and I'm asking the child questions because still, why do you have this black child? Okay. After about 2 minutes or so go by, my husband's in the car. The dad of the little black girl comes up.
Okay, who is the husband? Who is the husband? I didn't know she had a husband. Y'all know she had a husband? It got to be some Gambian, because ain't nobody else there. I know she ain't talking about Quasi. Quasi ain't her husband. I know she ain't talking about G. G was one that worked for him, because G is the other guy that she talking about that's there. So who was her husband that's in the car? I didn't know she had a husband.
Now, it was a guy just to me at the time. I didn't know it was her father. And so before I came out, the reason I came out wondering what was going on, because the little girl was running up to the door to come into the ATM room where I was, and he was snatching her back. The white guy was snatching her back. Didn't like his body language toward her, and it didn't matter. I wanted to know. It didn't matter if he had great body language toward this little black girl. I was still going to find out, why does this European man have this 3-year-old little black girl with him? That don't make nobody's antennas go up. Okay, it sure had mine up. So
when I saw it, it made mine go up also. I'm telling you. That's why I don't go down to that Senegambia place. See, I took this class when I was in school. I had to get certified in emotional intelligence, okay? Which means I can read my emotions. I'm very well of my emotions, okay? I'm in touch with my emotions, okay? So I understand what's my triggers. I can identify my triggers, and I know what they are. So what I do, once I identify my trigger, I avoid it unless I want to go on 10. Because I know once I go on, once I get to going, honey, y'all done seen me. Once I get to going, I'm going. All right, so if I want to avoid going on 10, I just stay away from things that trigger me. Okay, so I don't go down to that Senegambia because that triggers me. Because you see stuff down there that you don't want to see. Okay, now if you don't want to see this type of stuff, because like we said last week, London Lady was saying, and this is what they was telling me, you don't know the relationship. They could be foster parents to the family. You don't know. That's just your American warped mind. Americans think like that, blah, blah, blah. Americans are racist. Americans this. Okay. So what I'm going to do with my American mind, I'm not taking my American mind down there. Okay, I'm going to find something else to do. I'm going to stay in the neighborhoods. I'm going to hang out with my people, and I'm not going to go over there because I don't want to be triggered. I don't. And it will. I don't care what color American you are, you're going to be triggered if you're an American, because Americans don't play like that about their kids. We don't do that. We don't let other people have our kids like that.
I start asking the little girl questions and stuff like that.
Again,
and Dad comes
it
out,
just
and I didn't know.
me again, looking at that situation with our American glasses on, through our American lenses. because it's natural. It is natural. That's how we're raised. So if you see something, suspect something. If that doesn't look right, does that look like her father? Why is she with him? You ask questions. That's how we're raised in this culture. So that's normal. Here, that is normal. Here, that is going to be 100% normal. The police going to come. The police going to ask you all kind of questions. The police going to check you out, check everybody out. But it don't work over there because it's Gambia. And we're applying the rules of America to Gambia. And every time you do that, you going to get in trouble. You going to get in trouble. So you better recognize what you're doing. Be aware of your triggers and don't go there or don't go to the Gambia. One of the two. Because you will get triggered. You keep going down there. You ain't even got to keep going down. Go down there once. Drive through there. You're going to get triggered.
Who he was, but what I realized immediately, he told me they knew each other, and I said, okay, great, and I kind of cut the camera off. When I'm proceeding to cut the camera off, he loses it, and it becomes this whole shouting match between him and being offended, and so, they're getting into it with the guys in my car, and my husband gets out trying to mediate and all this type of stuff. But I said all that to say, I saw...
She said her husband again. I'm going to ask Quasi about this husband. Who is the husband, Quasi? He probably ain't even on here. He probably sleep, honey. I'm going to call him. I sure am. I'm going to call Quasi Boy because I want to know who is the husband. Crypto Walk. Who is the husband? You ever heard about the husband when you was watching back in the day? What happened to him? She must have got rid of him real quick because she lost it. She started, and see, after this event, she probably got tired of him because when he justified it, I bet you she just lost it on him. Because, see, that's how my family and friends were justifying it. They were saying the same thing. And I was getting mad. I was getting so mad. I was like, y'all just sit over here and watch this nonsense, but you don't know. It was the same situation. It was who was the husband, y'all, and what happened to him? That's what I want to know.
The black father, the Gambian father that was friends with this weird-looking white man. He talking about they've been friends for 2 years, all of this. He's like a family to him. And he was so pissed at me. Now, let me tell you something. Y'all Gambians, y'all just as late and as sorry as all get out when it comes to your history. You still think you can trust the Europeans, and you don't understand why we coming over here with all of this vitriol and paranoia toward the white man because you think he's done you so well. Y'all seem like the slaves that don't want a new master. You like your master and you gonna fight for your master, and that's what it is. So when you come to the Gambia black people that are brilliant.
But you know what? I just realized Art Cathey she's 30-something, right? She's like in her early 40s. So she hasn't tamed down yet. You know what I mean? She hasn't went to simmer mode yet. So she still got that fire like that. You know what I mean? It's like how she just unleashed on everybody real quick. So like once you get a certain age, you can simmer. You can still cook. But that's where the flavor come in when you simmer. Not when you cook like that. You're going to burn it up. You don't want to burn it up. You don't want to burn it up. You want it to simmer. So see, I think that's a lot to do with it too, because when I was like in my 30s, man, it was just, you was just going to get it and it was just going to be it.
And know that you're building here, be ready for that. It's not going to be here always. It's changing as we come over here, okay? I just wanted to share that with y'all because it's not all perfect over here, just like it wasn't in the States. We had a lot of brainwashed coons that's going to fight for massa, white massa, and think white people are great. And this is not that channel. This is not that person. I have people reach out to me all the time. Well, can you help us with housing and in interracial relationships? I sure cannot. We sure cannot. If you haven't learned by now what your history is and who the open enemy is, sweetie, we are not the people for you. We've run out of time. It's 2020.
And see, this, then a lot of people will think all of us feel like this, and we don't. You know, there are a group of people like Art Cathey who truly feel like that, but all of us don't. All of us don't feel. I could care less who you interracially date. I don't care. With who you date, only time I care is when it got something to do with me, like them passport grannies. Because that got everything to do with me. Because they got 20-something-year-olds thinking they can step to me. And honey, that's a lie. That's a whole lie. But see, they over there paying them well, buying them everything. So they thinking we all passport grannies. That's the only time I care. But I don't care. None of that has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? So they like, why are you concerned about that? And I told y'all about my friend who told me about his brother who was a bumpster, and he met this older European lady, and how she took him to Europe, honey, and how they living high on the hog now. Yeah. And how much he really loved her, and how she did everything for him, and she saved him. So they don't look at these old European people like that. They look at them as saviors. Saviors. So this whole talk Art is doing, no, that's not progressive talk to them. That's like hate language to them.
It's 2020. You thought this was a home design show and all kiki. We're at war. We're over here taking back what's rightfully ours. The reason you're here is to exploit our people and continue your legacy from your ancestors. What I'm here to do is to complete the legacy and to create a new legacy for my generation and generations to come. And I'm very clear about that. But it's not usually the colonizers that give us a problem. It's the colonizer sympathizers. It's the brainwashed coons and the Africoons and that can't see no wrong in white people. Let me tell you something like Muhammad Ali said. If it was, and this is to the question, are there good white people? Do you think there's good white people out there? He says if there were 10,000 hornets, and these are the white people, and of the 10,000, 1,000 of those hornets were good. So I see the hornets coming at me. Do I close my door on all the hornets, or hope that the 1,000 good ones would shield and protect me from the bad 10,000? No, I'm going to close the door to all of them.
Now,
and that's
that point. You can never generalize about people. You can't do that. You can't say. And God has proven that. If you look through history, there's always a good person. Remember Sodom and Gomorrah? And they had to leave, but they wasn't no good people there, because remember, he tore up that whole city. He told them to get out. Ain't nobody good there. Get out. So that wasn't a good example. But on a serious note, no group of people are all bad. You can't say that. You can't generalize about anything or any groups of people. You know what I'm saying? You just can't do that. You can't. We don't like when people generalize about us. So we shouldn't generalize about other groups. And I think, but at this point, Art is getting tired. You know, her when you get stressed, and I'm not a doctor, this is my opinion, the mental illness starts to act up. It starts to exhibit symptoms because you're stressed. Your mind is mentally being strained every single day in the Gambia. And now she's saying she had a husband and she don't have one no more. So this whole incident must have made her fall out with her husband. So we don't know what was going on.
the way we roll over here. The art of war, Sun Tzu, common sense, paying attention. We don't want none of that energy over here. We're not here to continue the century-long ass kissing. We've been kissing master's ass for a long time in the U.S., and we ain't come out here to come kiss some new ass. Oh, no, no, no. We just realized y'all had a good slave in the Gambians and the Africans, but Kwame and Nkrumah and all the other greats knew that the black Americans would be the one to bring back the revolution ultimately and to partner with the awakened African ones to complete the job. This ain't putting one.
I think what they knew, they followed our movements. They studied what we did, like our civil rights movement. They study our movements. But to say for us to come back, no, no, I don't think that. I think they admire how we can unify and our sense of nationalism, like I was watching the protest in Ghana, and a lot of the stuff they were doing, that those were our civil rights movements, the power to the people, the things that they were saying, those were things from our civil rights movement. So I think they admire our sense of nationalism. I think they admire our sense of revolution. I think they admire that. And I think they feel like those are good steps to take when you want to revolutionize your country. But I don't think they feel like we need to be the ones who do that for them. No. I out of all the Africans I know, and I know some smart, educated Africans, because remember, my African friends I meet at the university, okay? So these are smart Africans, okay? So no, none of them has ever said that. None of them. They none of them. And even when Fela Kuti came here to study, he went back and he put it in his music. The revolution, what we needed to do for the revolution. He put it in the music, but he didn't say we need to come over there and we need to, no. We don't need to lead. We can't lead somebody else's revolution. We can't lead somebody else's on which way to go. We can't lead the African. We ain't African. Our great-grandparents probably were. Somebody in our family was African, but we're not. We haven't been African for a long time, a long, long time. And if you don't believe that, go back to Africa. Go to any country, pick one. Pick one and go there and stay for 30 days. And you tell me what you are. And you can't go to South Africa either. Okay? Pick one. Stay there. Can't go to Kenya. No, that's out either. Because Kenya, I heard Kenya's like the U.S. You can't go no place that's like here. No. Can't go to Rwanda? No. None of them. As a matter of fact, you can't go to East Africa at all. Because I heard East Africa is a little more developed and a little more, got this little tourist stuff a little more together, except for Mark Meets Africa and T3 and me, them scammers over there. Them alleged scammers. Let's put it like that. Okay? So let's say West Africa.
Over the other, but I see why we need each other. Y'all Gambians around here really thinking that Becky, it ain't even Becky. It ain't even Becky's y'all have. Y'all have like Susans and Mildreds and those crunchy, weird European ones that look like they was on a slave ship. On the good ship, just decrepit looking Europeans is who you are. I see you for who you are, and I know you for your works. So don't come here acting like we should be tiptoeing around your good master. We not. And if you can't appreciate, and I know he couldn't appreciate the fact that some black woman was wondering what was this girl doing with this white man, because they've seen white people as their friends. I don't know why, because colonialism is real.
Okay.
Colonialism is very real, and religion.
What you mean by this comment? Yes, you are the most of everything on paper. What are you talking about? Team member, what are you talking about? Yes, you are the most of everything on paper. On paper is one thing, but reality is another thing. So who are you talking about is everything on paper, but in reality, they're not. Who are you talking about?
and practices that don't really empower or awaken you help do the job too. So you got people coming over here really in touch with their purpose, clear about their ancestry, their ancestors, and y'all worshiping stuff that don't even elevate you, that don't empower you. I'm trying not to go there with y'all. I try not to touch people's religion and all that type of stuff, but you come at me all the time like I'm.
Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. So I was reading this comment and she's right. Okay. So that's the video. You think that's the video that made them the maddest? Okay, hold on. I was trying to get to that one. Okay, I don't know if that one's on here.
New slave. I knew that coming in the gate, but I had to check myself, and I realized strategically, long term, I don't know what got into me yesterday. It was just something.
Remember I told y'all when I was over there that I told y'all I feel like I'm in the land of poppies, and it just be like la 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 la. Remember I told y'all that? It was like that. And y'all was like, what do you mean? And I said, I don't know. It's just like on the Wizard of Oz when they went to the land of poppies and all they wanted to do was just sleep. It was like you being this. I can't even describe it, but you're right. That lullaby song she was singing, I think that's the one we're going to go to next. Let me get that up here so I can show y'all what I'm talking about.
Got into me, and then I had another situation that happened right after that at a fabric shop. You know, we were in there before. We've done videos in this fabric shop before, and whatever it was, the young, Gambian lady said, "Let me ask my manager if it's okay for you to take." I don't know what that did to set me up. I just got a little sarcastic. I was like, okay, and I just started just not giving a fuck. I was like, all right, I'll tape it. I just started taping just to fuck with.
See, that's what I mean. Little stuff like that will start setting you off because you're tired of being there. You are tired of being there. And she's right. Miss Marisa, when in this video, she's right. This video shows you that the art was fed up at that point. Okay. She was fed up.
Like, what are you trying to act out scared now? We was in here just last week, but now that your manager here and some Lebanese woman, let me tell you something. This is why we're so serious about owning our own stuff, coming back, rebuilding, and y'all gonna have a lot of stuff in the comments to say. Y'all don't have any idea what building looks like. Y'all are employees scared to get to Africa, just want to make comments and not do anything. I'm talking about the real people that's going to be coming over here building. These are the dynamics that we're going to deal with. And don't be like me. You don't have to pop off. That was a weird day for me. But I just get so disgusted watching y'all kiss ass as much as y'all do. It will trigger the average person. And I'm as in touch.
She's not lying, y'all. She's not. Because I'm telling y'all, the first time I went, I was like that. I kept going off. I kept losing my cool. I'm serious. And when I went with the university, and it was like 13 of us, and 2 of us were Black Americans. The rest were white Americans. And just the stuff they were doing to these Africans. And I'm like, they would go up to the Cameroonians, the men, and they would rub them on their head when they talking to them. Like, how you rub a dog on his head. They be rubbing the dog on his head. They be rubbing him like a dog on his head. And I would get so mad. And I would say, why do y'all rub the Cameroonian men on their head? Because you would never do a Black man like that in the United States. So why is it okay to come to Africa and do that to them? Explain that to me. And instead of the Cameroonians being like, yeah, thank you, no, they would be mad at me. Why are you saying something? We don't mind them doing it. What? I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. But yeah, she's right. She's absolutely right.
Feminine grace and shalala woo side out. But when you see people stealing 1894 with it, just kissing white butt. Oh, it's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. Like, they ain't even a piece of empower. That's why if y'all coming over here to Gambia, don't come over here asking for jobs. We have to be the creators and rebuild everything new, because all they can really do for us is just give it to us and move out the way and not cause us problems. I'm being honest, Gambians. At this point, you better just come rock with your brothers and sisters and leave your
give it to us and move out the way. No, that they don't like that. Now, let me let her finish this sentence, and then I'm gonna show y'all something else that made them mad. This is what made her infamous. This is what made her infamous. Phoenix Rain turned her into a scammer. And like Art Cathey said in this video, we ain't gonna watch it this week because next week we're gonna do the scammer, how she became a scammer. Okay. And Phoenix Rain turned her into a scammer. But like she said, we are so quick to believe. Quick to believe. All you gotta say is that the person is on the DRUG and that they scamming, and you gonna believe it. Phoenix had no proof. She had no proof. None. We waited and waited for the proof, but we never got the proof. But we believed to this day, people, even though the court in Gambia said that them two was not guilty, Quasi and Art were not guilty of scamming. Said they ruled that that whatever money those two lost was their fault. The court ruled on all of this. And whoever else lost money, I don't know who all lost money. But how can you continue to paint this story of her being a scammer when it was Phoenix Rain who started this lie?
old master and get a new one. We didn't come over here to join y'all with the ass kissing. We were clear that y'all were doing that. Let me be clear. We knew y'all was doing it because we had to check the Negroes in the States for doing it. But we're back in our ancestral homeland, and if you know what's good for you, you better choose the right team. And that's not a threat.
See,
this is just fate, and you need to be on the right side of it. Be on the right.
That right there. We're back, and you better choose the right team. That like makes them think, oh, y'all back to come take over, you know, and that's probably another reason why we can only lease the land and not really buy the land, because they don't want us to start making ancestral claims to land. So we're going to stop right there.
Right side of history.
Okay, we're going to stop right there. Then I'm going to take your comments. Let me see. I'm just, so again, in that video, we're going to point out the points so people will understand what Art Cathey was saying. She wants you guys she wants to promote realism instead of romanticizing Africa, okay? She wants to emphasize on the truth of what's going on in the country without sugarcoating anything, okay? She feels like the government is apathetic and that she's concerned over the government's lack of effort. She feels like even though all this is still going on, there's still an opportunity for change, you know, that if we all come together, that's what us coming together, you know, and working together, even though she didn't say it like that, that's what she's saying, that if we unite, we can still, you know, make this change happen. And she wants you to expect the unexpected. And that's what I was told when I was going to Cameroon. Don't expect anything. Try not to expect anything. All right. She basically wanted the video to serve as a wake-up call for when you go to Africa. All right. Now we are now in October. All right. Now she bust out after that video. She was quiet for a while. This video was in May. She get real quiet. She ain't making no videos about Gambia. She's making videos, but they're about like her food stuff, her womb school, her eating right. She's not doing anything, talking anything about Gambia. So by this time, Phoenix has come. This is what I'm, I can't remember the exact dates, but I believe it was around that time. Phoenix is here. Okay. So I take that back. I don't think Phoenix is here just yet. I think Phoenix came and maybe Phoenix was here in October. She came in October. She sure did, because her birthday is in October. So this time Phoenix is here. Art isn't making many videos. She's not talking about Gambia at all. She's talking about other things. So she did make this video on October 1st. And again, this is her letting you know, again, what you're going to have to deal with when you come to the Gambia. Again, I don't know what, like, this was the reality. This is what she
look up close and personal, as
listen to her tone. I don't think anything's wrong with her tone on here. I think this is a really good video. I think she sounds well on this video. I think she just really wants to bring awareness to what the reality is. Because when I went there and I wanted to show people, different parts of Gambia, they didn't want me to do that. They didn't want me to show you like what art is showing you. They don't want you to say anything negative, anything, all those stories I did about the women who were passing away. You know how much people came after me for that stuff? For saying backlash. That's what I'm trying to say. For bringing awareness to what happened to them ladies. You think they would be thankful, but they're not. No, they're angry. How dare you tell them what's going on over here? Things went downhill for Art when her video, with the white gown on, when she sang a song about Dembe, it all went to shambles. That's what we're about to watch. We're going to watch some of that after this one, and then we're going to get off, and then we're going to talk about how she became a scammer. Is the scam real? Well, I mean, what happened with the scam, and what the court ruled. And I think that'll be it. And then where is she now? So then we'll finish with Art Cathey. Then we'll go to I don't know who we gonna go to. Because when I get to Gambia, things change.
I let everybody see a realistic look up close and personal, as to what it looks like to be in a third world country. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of recent people that are coming over are going to have a bit of a culture shock, because as I ride, as I did today, I took this footage.
She ain't lying. Look at it. Look around. She's not lying. You're going to have a culture shock. And what's unfortunate is they're not telling you how bad this culture shock is going to be. And it could be so bad that it can throw you into a depression. I'm serious. You're going to miss the most basic things. The most basic things you're going to miss.
And I'm still blown away, by the lack of development, and people get really pissed off when we talk about the truth. But see, we need to really, really show people the environment they're going to be in. As you look at the buildings, and the whole scape of the Gambia.
That doesn't mean that they don't want to come. Just because you show them the truth, that doesn't mean that they don't want to come. It's just going to make people like me think, okay, well, I need to find me someplace nice to stay, because I can't stay anywhere. So I got to look for someplace nice to stay. And I know I can't stay long, but some people, they may say, oh, like somebody said it was they didn't like the Gambia. It wasn't developed enough. So they went to another country. So yeah, you could do that. You don't have to stay.
It really can put you in the mind of like African ruins. And I find myself with my mouth hanging wide open.
Wow.
Just observing how much people are used to it.
And even in the taxi cab I was riding in, it was so filled with mold smell. It was just so overpowering. That was even something to get over, because it had got rained in real bad the night before, like it got flooded. It went through a ditch, and you can probably see little puddles, as we ride by, but that's the reality. And people wonder, where is the good neighborhood? Where is the clean, posh, and where is the nice part of town? All the parts of town look like this. This is what you'll see. And in my opinion, sometimes it really will wear at you. And you have to have your mind like really set on your vision when you come here. You cannot expect this to not take a toll on you after a while, because when you keep seeing dirty environments like this over and over again, you see people are okay with it, it makes you feel like, okay, am I wrong for bringing this up?
See, I told you, it wears on you. It does. Because I told y'all I become cynical, and I do. And I know I do. I mean, after 2 weeks, it's about 2 weeks now that I start becoming very cynical. And I just start, and I'm like, this is just ridiculous. And then I start thinking all the years I've been coming to Africa, and I'm like, it should be better than this. All these years, all this money people are spending, people are developing, people are building stuff. The government, I'm not going to talk about that. Let me put this video on.
Am I wrong for wanting to make improvements? And you're not, because as you can see, it's so much to be improved. They've left the Gambia looking like the horde that you just go, screw, and leave.
Can you believe
that? Is what I see when I ride through here. I see people that have not been treated properly. I see an environment that's been treated like a dump, a has-been, an afterthought. Wow. And it's clear to me that the leaders, the government, they don't care about the people here. We're going to have to be the ones to bring change and to care. We're going to face opposition from people that want to keep things the same. And see, that's history. That's how it is. There are going to be people fighting for change and people that are going to be fighting for things to stay the same. But either way, it's my job to really bring light to this country, especially for those that are thinking about coming over. Baby, you're going to ride through this every day. Seeing no infrastructure, seeing rusted tin roofs, seeing puddles of mud.
Okay, not so much now. Not so much now, okay? Now, you see big, beautiful houses. This part is not so much like this anymore. Some areas, but not. Last time I was, that's why I can't wait to see it this time, because I can't even imagine what Gambia looks like now. That's one thing about Africa. When it starts to develop, it develops rapidly.
Seeing the lack of infrastructure so great, it blows your mind. And I don't think it's okay. I think we can do 10 times better. And I see that, the locals here are just putting up with it because that's just what it's always been. But see, if someone doesn't say it's time for change, change won't happen. And I'm not going anywhere. Does it get a little bit daunting to think of how much needs to be done here? No, because we can't do this by ourselves.
See, I'm not going anywhere. No, you should go. If it's not making you happy and it's not giving you peace and you're fighting, that's what I mean, emotional intelligence. You're fighting. She's in a fighting mode all the time. That means, no, that ain't a good place for you. That means you need to go.
We need a whole community of repats that get the vision, that are just as passionate about building this place and this country up for its citizens. We don't have to feel bad for wanting more. And that's the other part. Like when you ride around and look at this, how could you try to make somebody feel bad for wanting more?
third world don't have to stay this way. It don't. And this right here is a very good reason for a lot of you to start thinking about repatriating. If you can get your mind wrapped around living here, if you think you can live here with passion and purpose, with vision, I invite you to come right over. But the real reality is that I think this is going to be a culture shock for a lot of people. And I'm not here to romanticize anything about moving to the continent, especially in underdeveloped countries like the Gambia. The Gambia will take a lot of people off guard. It'll catch you off guard, and it'll take you by surprise too. And there is nothing easy about really picking up, moving your life from America to this environment. It's just night and day. And if you care about Africa, if you care about what you see, you'll do something about it. You can definitely invest with us. Go to artcatheyhills.com because we're always looking for.
But you see, through all of this, our Cathey is still telling. Not one time has she said, don't come to this dirty, raggedy place. No. She's just telling you, you better prepare your mind. This place is going to try you. This place is going to drain you. To me, our Cathey was still, through all of it, she was still, she was still the Pan-African. She was just giving you her views about what's going on. About this is what life is going to be like. This is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to be like. And you just have to accept it. And if you can't accept it, then you need to not even come. She says this, she stresses to you. She stresses that this environment is significantly different and that most people are than what we're accustomed to. She tells you to mentally prepare yourself. So I'm not really sure where all of this hate, what she did was so wrong. I know what I know she did was wrong was to sit in them people's house and talk about them like that. That was wrong. Now let me show y'all this last video. And this is the video that made our Cathey infamous. All right. Along with all the other ones. But this was the one that just was enough.
Must create a haven where those on cold.
Now let me tell you what she's talking about. Well, let me go back and let y'all read it. Our Cathey was saying, which something, was a good question, is do the Africans even own Africa? She was asking that question. And a lot of people became upset when she asked that question. So then, but there were other Africans who agreed with her. There were other Gambians who were on, I think this What's on Gambia. They agreed with her. So let's check this out. We're not going to watch it all.
This is some weak shit. You got a Chinese man and that's been given the right to speak up that don't.
Oh, so this is the one she's talking about, the Chinese man who was installed as a chief in Ghana, and she was really upset about that.
This business practice thing. Now that my gloves are off, because we don't have to keep apologizing to you and stuff like that. We over here building businesses, and you mad and you scared that we gonna leave you out. See, we weren't asking you for shit when you was coming to America. Leaving us out of everything. Do y'all know of any African and African American leagues that a fund you can go to because they are working together with Black people? But when we come over here, they want to be all about this. Make sure you don't exclude. That's divisive. Hold up. Time out. How does that work? See, we know that's some mental illness with the continental Africans that's asleep. We're not gonna keep going back and forth with y'all either. It's so mentally ill. You acting as corrupt as your leadership. People will sit up here and lie to you in your damn face. You see how What's on Gambia did? You see how they flipped just like that? You see how deceptive that is? You see that? The con. They don't care about their people. You come out here and you see people just being looked over. They talk about each other like they ain't shit.
So when we come over here, rocking and fucking rolling, they got every other stupid shit to say. Somebody go back to your ghettos. Let me tell you something, go back to America. See, we built America, we came from here, so you can't keep saying they don't know their history. Well, we're telling you, my nigga, like, we came from here, and we went over there, and we back, and your dumb ass keeps saying go back, and we tell you we have a right to be here, so since you don't think we have a right to be here, you need to save your heat for the Lebanese. Tell them to go back to Lebanon. Ain't nobody told them that. So black people, when I tell you the Keishas and most ghetto girls of Detroit, Michigan, and any ghetto girl you can think of in any city that don't have no education, when I tell you she can come out here and build a big time business, because the regular business practices of Gambians are of such as a third grader, and that's even an insult to third graders.
Wow. Wow.
You go in these shops, gloves.
She's wow. Okay. Now that was a bit much. That was what we call below the belt. That was below the belt, Art Cathey. That was a low blow. That was a low blow. Don't people, whoever lists these 130 people on here listening to me, don't you ever do that. You may think that about the Gambians, the Nigerians, or the Cameroonians, or the Senegalese, wherever you are. You may think that, but don't you dare say that. That's like them coming over here telling us that y'all do business like third graders, and that's an insult to the third graders. You know what kind of, you know what's going to happen to you? You say that to us, and you say that to our community? You go on YouTube and say that about us? Oh no, oh God. Can y'all imagine? Oh.
Oh, fuck it. You be in the shop, ready to shop, and they just sitting there on their ass, not ready to interact. You want to go get some dresses. I've been in one too many of y'all boutiques while you talking about ghettos. I just realized how nasty this shit really was over here. Oh, we finna talk today. Let me lubricate my shit. A ghetto store. Our ghettos got running water, fool. Don't you ever let them open their foo-foo eating, rice starch laden mouths to say nothing about it. I wish you had a ghetto here we could go to. You need some ghettos out here with regular electricity. Even the ghetto hood children, even my man in there on his iPad all day with his ghetto ass. But he got running water, power. Let me tell you something. You ain't got shit to say about us ghetto.
This video
girl, y'all got 10.
YouTube will not be paying me for this one. They like, oh no, you got Art Cathey on here performing, girl. You know we ain't paying you for this one.
Roofs and tarp and bricks and shit. You taking baths out of buckets, bitch. You can't say shit to me. Ghetto, go back to our. No, see, we built America, fool.
Oh my God.
We built that. We coming back here and rebuilding, and your silly asses is running everywhere. See, you're the real runners. See, we came over here to get some peace, so we're gonna get our necks stepped on. And now they ain't changed their tune. See, you can't talk about nobody that want to get peace. Y'all want to run to Dubai and India and Thailand and Vietnam. I want to be serene. I like the peace over here. I know ain't no race soldiers gonna get me. So black people that's on this, and why should I come to Africa then? Because you have no clue what it's like to have the type of peace of feeling like you'll never be shot by a race soldier. Any black person needs to experience that. That is a gift you need to experience. Don't get it twisted. We have a better foothold to change the narrative more than we ever have. We got so much on our side now. You better come together and get on code and stop finding a way to disrespect your ancestors and your heritage. Stop showing everybody how ignorant you are and acting like you don't like Africa. Well, this one ain't coming. Okay, well, get your neck stepped on, idiot. That's fine, sweet.
Yeah, we could probably go to Europe and say this. I don't think they're going to do anything. They'll probably just laugh at us. But Europe is not the same as Africa. You know what I mean? They have like, yeah, this is a bit much for Africa to be talking about them people like this. I wouldn't even go to Brussels and talk about them like that. I ain't going to nobody. I am not going to your country and talk about you like a dog. I wish I would. I wish I would. Like I said, if you don't like it, don't go. If I don't like the people, I'm not going. I'm just going to say, I'll see y'all next lifetime. That's what I'm saying.
But don't you act. Matter of fact, what about the lesser of two evils? Since y'all want to be Kamala and Biden and overturn, like these lesser of two evils, y'all literally have drinking shit or eating shit of candidates talking about people lesser of two evils. And I'm telling you, you can be somewhere and have peace, build your businesses, not be sabotaged. The other one is, okay, you build your businesses, you buy all this land, but the shit will be sabotaged. It's very likely. You don't have enough people that's on code, and you got race soldiers that are hunting you right now. You're actively being hunted, sweetie. And y'all doing Cupid Shuffle every weekend when somebody gets shot. But we telling you, hey, we're moved to come back over here and complete the mission. We got something inside of us. We sorry that you don't know nothing about Jesus, that all you know about is Jesus and all that stuff, and you don't have nothing deeper inside of you. So you can't understand this destiny and this call that we have. So all you can do is do your little subscription, make your little like or your thumbs down or whatever while you watch us really fulfill the destiny of our ancestors, honey. Okay? These your naysayers. That's what y'all doing on the sidelines. But for those of us,
now she telling us all. Now she telling us all who don't want to go over there and invest. So see, she was giving it to everybody. This how you know she tied. This is what Africa will do to you. It'll make you lose it just like this. Just like this.
That are coming out here, you either gonna make a decision. Do you think this can be changed or not? You either gonna be one of those people that's saying, oh yeah, well fuck it then. You're showing us who you are. 2020 is about so much more. It's about some real vision. We starting to see who the collaborators are. We see who really care about us. We see who really stupid as hell. Clarity. We see who the ones that don't have any energy to go on, who can't fight. The real ones that are broken in their spirit. I just wouldn't be, and I ain't gonna come nowhere then. I ain't going. I ain't gonna go. If they like it over there, okay, girl, ain't nobody there.
That is a mess.
I have seen the most disgusting shit. I was in the store the other day and I just realized, I was like, you know, in the little section, the deli section, and where they keep the fruits and shit.
Hold on, Art. This is a good point. She says, TNK says, they don't like the loud rudeness. But see, she talking to us. And see, when we talking, that's how we talk to each other. We're loud. Like if you hear us talking, like especially my family, you would think we were arguing because everybody talks loud. And you know, that's how we talk to each other, especially when we're just talking. You know, so she's talking to us. She's talking to her ethnic group. So she's, especially, remember, this lady is under a lot of stress mentally. So at this point, she's going back to her basic self, who she is. You see all that we seen in the last video. Her voice was all nice and sweet and calm. She don't sound like this now. She don't even sound like the lady in the other video. Because the stress has gotten to her. So she's like, I need to talk to my people. I need to talk to somebody who gonna understand what I'm saying. And that's what because see, to us, it ain't loud rudeness. It becomes funny. It's like, did you really just say that? did you really? And that's what people get mad at. Because they was like, y'all be laughing at it. Because yeah, it's funny. But it's not like, it ain't like what y'all think it is. It's like, we agree she shouldn't have said it, but it is funny. It's like that. It's like that.
Shit. And I realized, I was like, it stinks in here. It stinks. The ghetto, the stores have no decorum. When you go to these boutiques, it won't be uncommon if you see a roach crawling through your dresses. These dresses, a lot of times, have a layer of dirt on them. Bye. You walk in their stores, they're sitting down like it's nothing. I walked in a place the other day, I was wanting to get some head wrap material. And it was like a whole shitload of people in there, right? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It was a store in the front, house in the back. I go in, I see all the material is like in this casing, a ton of it. I'm like, cool, I can just buy her some of this material and roll out.
Mm-hmm.
This lady come out, hi, how are you? It takes forever for her to come out. With all the other people still there, they eating and shit. We explain to her, they talking the language. We want to buy some material. She got to go call somebody. See this? Here you go. We got to call somebody first. Okay, now we got to go back to her living room, and now we got to sit down. How you doing? I don't mind doing none of that. They in there eating the little fish and rice. I was actually hungry.
Yeah, and you know what, Steph? She did go hard. But see, outside of our culture, you don't understand. When somebody go hard like that, that's because they feeling everything they saying. Everything they saying. It's like they coming from their heart. You know what I'm saying? They coming from their heart. And this was just, it's too much. Africa is too much. If you're not used to this, you can't just go and say, I'm going to go live there. And not her. This lady, you could tell, came from like a middle-class environment. She ain't used to roughing it. Like, she ain't roughing it every day of her life. No. Our Cathey is not a roughing it lady. So to have to go over there and rough it, oh, no. She gonna break down real quick. And then see things that go totally against what our culture, what our glasses, our cultural normal lenses are saying is normal. Now it's what's abnormal in our culture is normal over there. And especially when it comes to vulnerable people in our population, we are losing. You're gonna lose. I'm telling you, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose it. You're going to. Yep, she went hard. She sure did. But that's because she felt everything she was saying. Should she have put this on YouTube? No. So she had just called us all together and just sat down and talked to us? Yeah. Yeah, she should have told us. And we would have said, yeah, but Art, don't say that in public, okay? Don't say that, because that's rude. Just get your stuff and just go home. Try a different country, but don't say that. But see, unfortunately, all them fake people was there. She couldn't turn to Phoenix. She couldn't turn to Molly Morris. She couldn't turn to who else was there? She couldn't turn to Blacksit. She thought Blacksit was gonna be her elder person to look up to. She thought Blacksit was gonna be her mentor. She had nobody. You think you're going to Africa for this support system, and then you get there and you don't have it. Africa becomes the most loneliest place you've ever been. And I kid you not. Because probably after this incident, she broke up with that man who she was calling her husband. I guarantee you she broke up with him after that, because she ain't said nothing about no other husband in any of the videos. I think one other video she said a husband. So yeah, she did. She went real hard on this.
Hell too, I love the fish Benetton and shit. But I really just wanted to get some hair wrap material, right? She offers me some. I say no thank you. She offers it to me again. I say, oh no thank you. You need to know. You need to know on code language. That's what you need to. Don't pressure me about learning shit. Knowing my tribe. First of all, regardless of it, it ain't the lower class, it ain't the slave class, it's the royalty class. We're starting to see who the queens are. Because see, we seeing a lot of slave behavior. I don't know any queens that bleach their skin.
Well, that was
I don't
a
know
low blow.
kings that gotta beg for their humanity.
That was a low blow.
King. A chief with nut sacks on your neck. I'm gonna have to pull your royalty card. So we're clear about who it is now.
Oh.
All y'all guys deflections, and I hear African. It's like it's a competition now. They coming back. Oh, I'm coming. This Nigerian gal is not coming this Monday. I'm gonna come back, and I'm not gonna just provide little 2 and 3 jobs here and there, domestic jobs. I'm gonna provide hundreds of jobs. Fool, do it then. See, now they mad because this nigger. And they want to say she didn't have nothing but $2,000 when you came out there. Bitch, why you came out my pocket? And y'all so stupid, you don't know how to roast right. Let's just say I did have $2 grand. Bitch, I got 10 times that now. And what does that matter? Like, y'all don't know that it's about where you at.
But if she did come with $2,000, look what she did with it. But you got to remember, Art was not going to, she didn't have to pay any expenses. I think she probably paid for her food, maybe that, but she didn't have to pay any expenses. So, 2000, I mean, back then that was a lot, but if she did go with 2000, and look what she did, they did pretty good. They were doing pretty good until Phoenix Coon Dootin didn't know nothing, came and blew it apart.
Not what you came with. That should show you that I don't need a lot to come get it popping, but you got your uncle, auntie, and everybody over here looking like you and a whole family and 10 millions of people and 5 white people and 2 Chinese people running y'all, and you still can get it popping. But this nigga that came over here with how much y'all say 2,000, you so busy counting my paper, you're not even paying attention to how you just complimenting me, fool. It speaks to the nature of black people. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You don't have to come with a lot. You don't have to come with a lot, black people. So who's stupid here? You can go get all them degrees. They'll get all these degrees, think that they are smart, have no mind, and you come see your country and your mom and dad washing up in buckets and shit. Power going out. King and queen, yes, stop asking me about them. They so subjugated and lowly. You try to empower them and tell them to stop bleaching their skin, they hate your ass. Don't fuck with no woman that hate herself. I swear to God, I think I saw a lady that had some damn ply glue, some utility glue, and that shit was, I swear it was stapled down. Don't you put your... That's how goofy and backwards they are. Because that's what they're still doing. They're hollering about how somebody's cursing and being disrespectful. And people that took over all your industries. They really raping you. They're molesting you. We don't have to listen to y'all goofy ass no more. Get those roaches out of here. And black people, when you come out here, make no mistake, it's okay for you to stand firm, and it's okay for you to bring hell and bust some goddamn heads just because, just on GP.
No, it's not. All right, so Veronica went out there. Remember Veronica, y'all? Doing the same thing. Remember? She went out there raising HE double hockey sticks with the store owners. Y'all remember what happened to Veronica? If you don't know what happened to Veronica, look through my channel and see what happened to Veronica. No, you can't go to other countries and do that. You have no right to protest. You have no right to object to anything in that country. It is not your country. Don't believe that lie. All them people you see in them protests on that video, do y'all know that government can come in and revoke all those visas and send them people back home? You have no right to do that. You have no right to say anything about anything political in somebody else's country. You are a visitor there. That's what you're there for. And if you even are a resident there, you're still not a citizen there. You can't do what the citizens do. But we don't know that. They're over there doing everything they see everybody else do.
Just on GP, because it's a 10 out of 10 chance. If you see their ass over here, they ain't up to no motherfucking good. How about that for profiling? They ain't up to no fucking good. So let them have it. You shooting our babies, you're throwing out people in the streets, let them have it, honey. Every single one of them you see just frolicking along in the streets. Motherfucker, throw a rock, throw a stick. Every interracial couple you see at these beaches, bitch, throw water on. It needs to be uncool for your ass to be showing your face. We are sick of you.
Let me go past that.
Take them up.
Oh,
they have nothing to say. They're sleepy as hell. It's just nighttime. Good night, dear man. Good night, mom. Good night, mom. Oh, it's nappy time. Nappy time for Dembe. It's nappy time. Nappy time. Nappy time for Dembe. Morning, mama.
Told y'all, that's what it feel like. I told y'all the land of poppies. That's what it feel like. Remember, y'all kept saying, what do it feel like? That's what it feel like. I'm serious. Where you being this lackadaisical, whatever goes, and you gotta smack yourself back into reality. Like, wait a minute, what am I saying? What am I doing? But yeah, it's this land of poppies.
What shall we do today, Mama? We shall go to the market and we shall work for the white man today, Dimba. Okay, Mama. It's sleepy time for Dimba. We are the real Africans. You niggas, go back to your ghetto. Dimba, you got 25 pounds on your head, bro. What are you doing, Dimba? You going to work for the Lebanese? You going to work for the Lebanese, Dimba? You need something to cover your sleepy, goofy ass up so y'all can just go back to sleep? You need to go back to sleep? Okay. All right. Bye, Dimba. Love you. Your sleepy ass. And really be they in a coma. They in a coma. They just dead. Give them up to God. Take them to the ancestral realm. Take them up. We're going up. Take them up. Because they sleep. Turn the machine off. Unplug it. Baby, they DOA. They're dead on arrival. Dead on arrival. But they worry about how you learning the language. This is the time where the narrative is changing, y'all. I'm not going to keep telling you to take heart. You're either a soldier, and like Naeem said, you know that it's being built. You either know it's being built, and you're a part of that, or you're over there with because otherwise they don't wash their hands regularly. Girl, I ain't want to eat shit. Everything just looked like fucking shit. Like, ugh. Jesus. No. You're not washing your hands, okay? These motherfuckers will use a rag, the same rag. They will say, oh, wash it down. And here they go.
Oh, God. I hope that's not true, y'all.
Hold on. You done cleaned the floor?
Y'all. Okay, y'all. Okay. Y'all, tell me that ain't true. I don't know no Africans who do that. But I don't know. I ain't seen nobody. I don't watch people clean themselves though. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe she. Wow.
Rags smelling like mildew. I can't.
Wow.
I ain't want to touch shit. I didn't want shit to touch me. I was like, I'm straight. Prison forks to eat with. I said, I can't have people coming in this. Nope. Not the sisters. Baby, it ain't that nothing that natural in the world. We don't want to be that natural. We don't want to be that natural and letting the flies and ants and we cool. I'm okay. Wow. Because you got rats in there. Okay? You do have rats. There's not even running water here. Okay? The water's been out for hours, sweetie. So I don't.
Yeah, I told you this is what will drive you up the wall. She said the water has been out, and it does that. The lights will go out, and then the freaking water will go out. Like shortly after, if the lights have been out for a while, you better believe the water is gonna go out. And then you can't even flush the daggone toilet, y'all. You can't even wash your hands. You gotta have stuff we ain't prepared for. You gotta have some water, buckets of water by you, like prepared. This is things you got to know to survive there, and it will push you over the edge. That's why I'm telling you to go visit. Like do like I do, do visits. So do visits. Don't put yourself through this. This was bad. Poor Art. This was bad. I feel sorry for
How
her.
what you talking about? Should we look at the women here? And, honey, people ain't even washing their ass regularly. What the?
Wow.
Honey, girl. I couldn't even imagine what the pussy smell like. I don't even want to
Jesus,
know.
we going past that.
And titties and ass. I mean, maybe you can just get another wife.
No.
Because a lot of y'all just don't have the wherewithal to leave. And you have to sit in your torturous insane asylum cell. So that's just what that is. So I've been trying to be cute with y'all. But hush, honey. Because those of us that got out and got free, we're telling you how we can win the game now. And we don't want to hear you from the prison cell and the dog pound, still captive, still in prison. We out here free. We ain't got to worry about race soldiers. If you got a better plan for me, instead of Cupid shuffling.
Hey, what's your team member? Don't call her that. She's not a thing. She's a lady. If you don't like her, you have the right to don't like her. But you're not going to disrespect her like that. Okay? And this woman is sick. You really ain't going to disrespect her like that. Not on my channel, you not. Now, I'm just saying you got to come from what? From the mud to feel comfortable in Africa because everything will get on your nerves. Bad roads, bad customer service from restaurants to stores. Why Africa? Why? Why would you make that comment? Oh, God. Why Africa? Why?
In the street, if you replace the system of that, maybe I'll come back. But we ain't running nowhere. We building our peace. It ain't nowhere else for us to go. We can come here and have peace of mind.
You said ain't nowhere for us.
And we're glad we did. We can come here and build and not have our business and sabotage. You kidding me? We telling you about it, and you talking about it's colonialism. And we really be talking about how we be breaking down colonialism and why the Gambia in Africa is the way it is due to colonialism. And they'll be in the comments like, you don't understand, it's because of colonialism. Do, 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 do.
What?
You do not understand. They've been saying that shit for years. They so slow. So let Lebanese own everything because you quick. Let the Chinese come and take over and give the reparations back to white people. That's because you smart? Tell me what it is. Because that's not smart. That sounds slow as fuck, retarded as fucking self-hating. Child, please. Try to the damn animals have more water than y'all do. Ghetto. Don't you ever fix your damn mouth to ever talk to the ruling class about ghetto. You cook some rice, cook some bread. Come on, baby, let's go to bed.
What?
We just went back to.
Wait.
No. Well, if you hate the Gambia so much, why you get? Hey, look, they little logic, circular logic is ABC. 1, 2, 3. My mama said, go. Y'all remember those little hands?
Jesus.
Doctor, I feel sick. Doctor, should I die? Close your eyes and count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See that house on top of that hill? That's why me and my baby gonna cook some rice, cook some bread. Come on, baby, let's go to bed.
What?
We just went back to preschool. ABC, 1, 2, 3. That's what y'all want to do. Just go all the way back to the stupid shit. To some schoolyard of business. People walk in your business, you don't greet them. Your inventory full of dirt, full of roaches.
Wow.
And we try to have a partnership with you. I tried to have a partnership with a boutique, honey. I came in there another time. They had a family member in there. The owner wasn't there. The family woman was in there. Honey, she had the wrong thing to say to me. I was about to buy a whole bunch of stuff. I put that shit back. Got the fuck up out of there before I bust her fucking head. And my crew almost did too. Y'all not gonna keep being disrespectful, but it ain't nothing but 2 people that come in your shit a day anyway. Dusty. I've never seen roaches.
Is she going to these boutiques? She's not going to the markets where everybody be going to. She's going to the boutiques. And the boutiques are kind of uppity, you know, and they probably do have dust on them because ain't nobody going in there. And they probably do got roaches because ain't nobody going in there like that. You know what I mean? So she's probably going to the upscale stores, and she really needs to be going like to Saracunda where the inventory is constantly moving. The inventory ain't got time to get dusty because the inventory is constantly moving.
Roaches on clothes. Ghetto? Girl, this ain't even ghetto. This is like slum. How dare you? Baby mama. Honey, a baby mama named Keisha, Trey, Keisha, and LaShawn could come out here and turn it out. The baby mamas from the States could come out here and turn it out. And the baby mamas and the baby daddies could have way more business popping than y'all out here. With your little heads wrapped up and shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Get this shit up. Yeah, I'm motherfuckers. I'm respectful. Y'all motherfuckers go all the way with it. Y'all just don't even want to be seen, honey. Y'all, fuck it. My religion say I can't be seen by the world.
Oh, God.
What is your culture? What is your tribe? What is your tribe? What is your tribe? Hold on. Get the curtains off your head, ma'am. Get free, ma'am. What you talking about?
She said get the curtains off.
Girl, you got on a permanent blanket, bitch. Like, you trying to come for me. I went in there, I said, oh no, she's not gonna come for me. That slick shade, I was like, oh, caught that shade. Let me get the fuck on out before I bop this bitch over the head. How dare you? Oh, but she was all sucking my pussy. Oh, my husband loves you. And I'm like, oh shit, people recognize me. Okay, that's cute, whatever. Honey, she said some slick. Well, you were going to have a problem with the government. Oh, here we go with this government. Honey, y'all repeat yourselves a lot. And I got it together. I said, let me gather you real quick. She was like, oh, no, you will not. I said, yes, I am gathering you. I had old girl hold my shit. And I had to get her together. But I said, let me not do this because the longer I talk, I start looking for shit to beat your ass with. I'm not even that one like that. I'll be honest. I'm coming.
See, she needs to know her trigger.
So you're not gonna come to me and I'm gonna fucking put you on with what's in my purse and you're gonna say some fucked up shit out your mouth.
Yeah.
I don't do all this back and forth shit. I'm just gonna beat your ass. I've never felt like it before.
Yeah.
You're not gonna disrespect me.
Art needs to know her triggers, y'all. Art needs to know her triggers. Okay. That when that woman said some okay. Thank you, Steph. Okay. Okay, yeah, we gotta go. We passed our limit. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah, we passed our limit. Hold on. Okay, I'm about to sum this up and get off of here.
I said, let me get the fuck on out of here for this slave. I know. No sense of sanitation out here. No sense of it. Nails be caked with dirt, but you making food at these restaurants? Girl, these restaurants look like hell. They look like hell. It looks like hell. It looks like hell. You don't want to eat shit. Girl, I was eating everything at home. Girl, do you know how thick I got? I was ordering so much Uber Eats. I had good Indian food, Jamaican food. You know, I could get Mary Mac's, mac and cheese.
That might be why she likes
I was eating a lot in the States. Girl, no. You got meat and rice out here. And some other nasty ass shit that people are putting together who don't wash their hands. Well, no, nothing. When they sitting up here with every kind of autoimmune disease, you know what to eat? Or you're not African, right? Knowing good fucking well that it's 20.
Look at this,
out of 29.
I couldn't believe this.
Shut up.
That's what I said. Something wrong with Art.
Don't you play with this shit.
I said something wrong
there. You neither. They give them all kind of birth control. They get fat as a house.
But she telling the truth.
All kind of cancerous shit they eat. I don't want none of the ass rice from the lady in the shop. I don't want none of y'all barbaric ass meals anymore with the meat and rice. Meat and rice. I like to meet your breast. No. You want to know why I lost so much weight? Because I was like, I can't. Everything was nasty. Girl, the grocery stores, I didn't realize how good and sterile the stores were. You feel like you smelling somebody's open ass just anytime you just hanging out. What the fuck? It's the meat. It's the fruit. It's the fruit flies. It's the flies, the regular flies.
No,
It's the
she does been this woman. She's this poor Art Cathey. That's all I can say, y'all. I'm sorry I laughed at her. But she was funny. Please forgive me, Gambian people. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Art Cathey because it was funny. You know, I don't agree with what she was saying. No, I don't.
gnats. It's the roaches. It's the rats. It's the roaches.
See, like,
it's the rats.
this is funny
it's
to
the
us.
Gnats, it's the flies. It's the roaches. It's the rats. It's the roaches. It's the rats.
Like,
you get that?
This is a cultural thing that you know you have to understand. This she's talking directly to people who understand what she's like. This lady done completely broke down. She done started breakdown. I mean, she beatboxing, rapping. You know, this is not normal for somebody who has had, you know, the level of education that she's had. Okay, you don't act like this. This is somebody who has had a breakdown. Okay, she's breaking down and she's crying out for help and she's telling y'all this is what's going on and I can't take no more of this. And that's probably, you know, that's good her mom went over there because her mom was probably able to talk to her to tell her, come on, you need to leave up out of here.
All over the place.
Because she probably didn't want to leave because she probably thought of this as, you know, being defeated.
And I'm like, shit.
Okay, we about to get off.
I don't want to eat shit. Give me some fruit and some water. Okay. I'll cook it. I don't want no more y'all barbaric starchitarian food. The barbaric food. Meat and rice. I like the meat and rice. I want some meat and rice.
Let's see.
Oh, here they go. Like cooking
this is normal. Yeah, I think this is normal.
Want the meat and rice. You are not African if you don't eat some meat and rice.
Y'all think this is normal?
I don't want that shit. Don't eat no vegetables, no fruit, no nothing.
So, that was wild. That was wild. Somebody should have warned me. Somebody should have warned me that this was going to happen. I didn't know she was going to do it. Ooh, that was really wild. I just watched like segments of it. I've never watched the whole thing like that. And that was wild. All I can say is after seeing all of that we've watched tonight, it's in my personal and professional opinion. Again, I'm not a doctor. You know, my background is in development, community, and student development. All right. And a lot of times I had to study mental illnesses because that affects a lot of our community members and a lot of our students as they develop, okay? So just from seeing what Art was going through and knowing the stressors of Africa, especially West Africa, knowing the stressors and especially of the Gambia, if you are not mentally strong, even if you are mentally strong, it will do that to you. This is not nothing you take lightly, people. You can't just uproot yourself from a developed nation to go to a developing nation and think you're going to just be okay. Because you're not. You're not. The first time I went to Africa, it was sterile. It was so made to feel like I was in America. I stressed for nothing. It wasn't until I went to start going on my own that I got to see what Africa was really like. And I wanted to see that. I wanted to see what the average person went through. I didn't want that whitewashed experience that I had. I wanted to know what the average African was going through. What was the average Cameroonian going through? What was the average Nigerian going through? What was the average Gambian going through? And honey, every time I go to Africa, I know I am not African. Because only what the African can take, honey, I can't take it. What the African can do, honey, I can't do that. I ain't going to even try. I'm not going to even try. The African is 10 times stronger than I am. And I'm not going to even have, I am not ashamed to admit it. Okay. I'm not. I am not. Because you know what? Their reality calls for that, for them to be 10 times stronger than me. And my reality does not. So that's what you need to understand. That's what you need to understand. There's nothing you can do to prepare yourself for this. Art went over there and had a total mental breakdown, trying to be a soldier, trying to push the cause. And she got labeled what? A scammer. And then she got labeled, she hated Gambia, she hated Africa. And I don't even think none of that. Because after she left Gambia, she went to Rwanda. Remember? Then she went to, where did she go? Did she go to Ghana after that? So somebody who don't like Africa, they just not going to go back to Africa. They're going to be like, I am done with that. That was a mess. But that wasn't what she did. That's not what she did. I think Gambia was a bit much. I think Gambia was a bit much for her. Being her, it's going to be a bit much for anybody. Their first experience, and then she was like the CEO of this company, you know, and the company was moving fast. People were joining. Things were happening fast within the company. So there was a lot. There was a lot going on. So I really think she had a breakdown. I think what caused her to become infamous was the breakdown. And I think she thought she was talking to just us. Because sometimes when you're on the microphone, when I'm talking now, it seems like I'm just talking to y'all. Like it's just a couple of us in the room and y'all are my friends. You know, you don't realize it's 140 people on here. So it's by the time you get off here, it's going to be like 600 people on here before the night is over. It's going to be almost 1,000 people on here. And what have you said? You see what I mean? And I don't think she thought like that. I don't think she realized there's going to be more than Black Americans listening to this. The Black Americans, yeah, they're going to understand what you're talking about. You know, they're going to tell you, okay, yeah, but don't say that to people. You know, you hurt people's feelings when you say things like that. If you don't like the way somebody does business or what they do in their home, don't shop at their store or don't go to their home. It's just that simple. But don't put down their culture. Gambia is a very conservative country to me, extremely conservative. And these slow, backwards people, I don't know them people. I don't be around those people. You know, I suggest you people upgrade the people you be around, and then you'll have a different experience. So that's what we in tonight. We see what made her infamous. That last video, yeah, honey, that gave her the queen of infamy. I think her heart was in the right place at first, but then it got to her. Yep, the problem is she can't change it. The honeymoon is up. Yep, You can't, TNK. And that's the thing. You got to accept it. You can't. It's like changing a man. It's like changing a man. It's like saying, okay, I'm going to get in this relationship, but I'm going to change him. No, you're not. You're going to hurt yourself trying. That's all you're going to do. And that's what happened. She hurt herself trying. But the bad thing I see going on is the price rising. Yeah, this they do to us Black and Caribbean Americans, and it's not cool. That's not cool. No, it's not. Like what's going on now? Like how much it's costing me. But you know what, y'all? I wanna stay grateful because it's costing a lot. You know, but I keep hearing my mom say, but don't complain. Be thankful. You know, and because my mom always said that. She said, be thankful you got the money. That's a blessing. That's what she would always say. You know, that's a blessing. And then I hear this song. It's this artist, I think she's from the Caribbean. I know she's from the Caribbean. I can't remember where. But her name is Coffee, like the coffee we drink. And she has this song called Toast. Okay. And this song, I just keep hearing her singing this song in my head. It keeps saying, be grateful, be thankful. And that's what I said I'm going to be, grateful and thankful, you know, that I do have the money to do that. Because some people want to go to Africa, to Gambia, but they can't. They don't have the money. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to toast. And I'm going to be grateful and thankful. I spent 3 years in East Africa. I see, yes. And it's a lot. Oh, you know, Coffee, I love, oh, girl. You know what my son asked me the other day? How many times are you going to play this song, Mom? How many times you going to play this song, Mom? But yeah, I mean, everything, I love her. I love Coffee. I really do. Okay, Steph, thank you. Okay, Steph, we about to get off. Thank you, Steph, for staying on here. Thank you all to all the moderators for hanging with me. Oh, do you? I do too. Oh, Lady London. Okay. All right, y'all. Are y'all saying something? Okay. Do I need to respond? How long are you going to be in the Gambia? Be careful. Oh, honey, you know I'm going to be extra careful. I'm going to be there like 20 days, I think. I ain't going to be there long. I'm going to be there long enough. And honey, I stay careful. I'm on high alert. But Gambia is good. Africa's always good to me. That's one thing I can say. It always sends me good people. It always surrounds me with people who love me, you know, who be on the lookout for me. Like everybody know I'm coming. Everybody all excited. You know, even the little kids is excited, you know, because I play with the kids. So, you know, it's like Africa's been good to me. You know, I've been 13 times. And I never had anything happen to me. I got sick one time, but that was my fault because I got comfortable and I drank, you know, some ice and I had a mixed drink with ice and I just was acting like I was a Lagosian and I'm not. So Africa's really been good. I learn a lot, you know, but that's because I think I respect, and I'm not saying people don't respect her, but I respect her a lot, you know. Art keep it real. She sure do. She kept it real, honey. Kiki, it's just US worldwide. We have no friends. It's just us worldwide. We understand she was talking. Yeah, she was talking to us. And we understand. We understand what she was saying. Because she clearly said, she even said, we got Black Americans who do the same thing. In that video where she got the white dress on, she said, I'm talking to the Black Americans too, who sit up and eat salt and sugar all day, who take birth control all day. We got Black Americans who do the same thing. And we do. And she said it. She said it. So let's be fair. Let's be fair. But she has said it in their country. No. If you don't like them, then leave. We don't like when people talk about us. Leave us. Just leave us alone. If you don't like us, just leave us alone. Don't think you're going to come and sit in our neighborhood and talk SHIT about us and think you're going to walk down our streets. No, you're not. No, you're not. That's what I'm telling you. This lady has lost. She lost it. I'm 100% what Art Cathey-What says. She told the truth. Africans call us Akatas, Muzungos, Tubobs. So I don't care what they think. Nobody else does. But the bad thing is I see going on. Okay, I got that one. I think her. Okay, I got that one. She is accountable for her words and actions. Yeah, she is. But there's always a backstory. You see what I mean? So you can't just say that words or actions, but what are the implications behind that? Like, what is the meaning? What do you mean about that? Like I keep asking you, what are you saying? What are you implying? You know, so our Cathey is saying this stuff, okay? But what is going on? What is the backstory? What's pushing her to say this stuff? Because she wasn't saying it at first. And even though she says this stuff, she still ends with come to Gambia, invest in Gambia. She's never stopped saying that or at least I haven't gotten to that part yet. Yeah, all right. We fled from where we was born. Actually, I fled myself when I moved to London. Did you? Kiki, it's just U.S. Okay. Oh, it's just the U.S. Don't nobody like the U.S. people. Oh, I'm sorry. She got kicked out of Gambia and Rwanda. Ghana is next. Oh, well, then maybe she should come back and rethink. Maybe she should come back and rethink. African cult. Oh, God. Okay, y'all, because Africans love colonizers so much, they let Bill Gates and Anthony Fauci give them poison back. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus. Most Black Americans behave this way. Very disrespectful culture. Don't listen to that. How are you going to say that most Black Americans? Do you know most Black Americans? Because now, Mr. Production or Miss Production, with this statement, you are implying, your statement is implying that you know most Americans and most Americans behave this way. If you don't know most Americans, it's not a fair statement for you to say that they behave this way. And it's not fair for you to say that the entire culture is disrespectful because you don't understand the culture. Because we said she was talking to us. We didn't say she was disrespectful. We said what she was saying to the Gambians. She shouldn't have been saying that. No. Was it disrespectful to say that? Yeah. It was very disrespectful, especially in their country. But to say our culture is disrespectful? No. And we've all told her. Tonight we've told her. Ain't nobody on here said that wasn't disrespectful and yeah, Art, you should have done that. No. But she was talking to us. Unfortunately, she didn't realize that. And you're on YouTube, lady. Everybody gonna hear you. We're going to take it differently than a Gambian. We're going to take it differently than somebody from another country who doesn't speak Ebonics and who doesn't know the interworkings of our culture. Our culture is very respectful. It's built on respect. So to call our culture very disrespectful, I think that's a very ignorant statement. And I mean that ignorance in the most respectful way possible in the meaning of the word, which means you lack knowledge about Black American culture for you to even say that. Okay. Okay. Y'all talking. Okay. We about to get off here. I done got tired now. Oh, my time in Ethiopia, and they show much life. Okay. So look, we're gonna be back on here tomorrow. Y'all know tomorrow we got to talk about what's going on in Ghana, honey, because Ghana is just wow. It's just going crazy. Last time I looked, the dollar was trading for 10 cedis, and honey, the newsman was saying it was projected to drop to 9. To 9. And they trying to act like Well, I'm not saying they all trying to act like it, but some of them trying to act like it ain't no big deal. We know that's a big deal. So we're going to talk about that. What is that? What exactly is going on in Ghana? I got some other stuff I want to talk about Ghana also. But right now I done got sleepy. I done been on here for 4 hours, honey. I had that little energy because I hadn't been at work. Now it done hit me and I done got tired. Then call out bad behavior. And we do that. That's what we do on this channel. We call out bad behavior all the time. All right, y'all. Have a good night, y'all. We'll be back on here tomorrow talking about Ghana. It's a lot going on in Ghana. It's a whole lot going on in Ghana. There was a comment on here about Kenza that I wanted to talk about. That little boy living in her house. Y'all know that little boy is living in her house now? Because do y'all know when she talk about Ema? She said he not home yet. When Ema get home, we gonna do this. When Ema get home, we gonna do that. So Ema taking Super Shorty's place because Super Shorty ain't got no time for her now because she done built the skeleton house and he out doing what he do. So what does the little boy's mom say about that? Well, the little boy's mom is probably glad because she don't have to buy him no clothes. She don't have to feed him. She don't have to clothe him. And he's probably getting money from her. I'm sure he's getting money for everything that he does for her. So he's getting money from her. He's going to school. So the mom is pleased. The mom is probably hoping he hook up with her too. Okay? Because they don't care about the age difference. They could care less. They just want somebody to take care of them. So I can't find a comment now, but we're going to talk about the passport grannies. Y'all know I always talk about the passport grannies every chance I get. Because that's what's going on in Ghana. The dollar depreciating and the passport grannies. Honey, they don't even care that the dollar depreciated. They don't even care. They still staying in Ghana. It ain't got nothing. That dollar depreciating ain't got nothing to do with them. All right, y'all about to get off of here. And we'll be back on here tomorrow, like I said. I will see y'all. We got 3 shares. Thank you guys for everyone. Somebody else gave me a super chat. Dad, I didn't even say thank you. I can't even remember. And they had a question. Oh my God, y'all. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I remember it now, but I don't even see it. Is this it? Yeah. Hey, it's Mr. Simp Police Academy. Hey, Mr. Simp Police Academy. He says, I love art, Cathey, shorty. This is exactly how I go in, shorty. Hey, Mr. Simp Police Academy, man. How you been? Thank you for joining us. I love how you just pop in every now and then, give a super chat, and give a comment. Thank you so much. All right, y'all, I got to get off here now. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I will see y'all tomorrow. Remember, we going in on them grannies again. Because them grannies is running, like True Serum say, them grannies is running amok. They're running amok and they're trying to act like the dollar depreciation don't even matter. And y'all know that's a lie. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. See y'all tomorrow.